So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Cheering his brother's team on here. 2nd and 8 from the 9. Jackson to Flowers. He dives. The ball came out. It's recovered by Kansas City. Elijah Mitchell in for the first time tonight. Guess what? He's going to get it. Mitchell searching forward. Yeah. Touchdown.
What a day. What a day yesterday. Absolutely incredible. Welcome, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD3, and also on the iHeartRadio app. We know who the combatants will be for Super Bowl 58, and the Suns have swallowed too much salt water. We're going to get into all of that. Today, Jimmy B, Manuch, Jax, and Chris Schubert back in the iHeartRadio studios. Manuch, I know that you are feeling like the proud papa.
Oh, my goodness.
And rightfully so, since your boy is in the Super Bowl.
Well, I got to tell you what, when San Fran was down by 17, I went, this can't be happening. I mean, you're at halftime. You're barely hanging in the game. I'm going, okay. So San Francisco, with these comebacks, has got everybody right where they want them, right? But this Detroit Lions team just looked phenomenal. And then the second half opened. At least San Francisco went down, got that field goal. And then pretty much they get 17 points. They get 27 unanswered points to win that game. But I got to tell you what, guys, I think Dan Campbell's pride cometh before the fall. When you're not kicking field goals and you're getting it within 7, if you get a score, you tie it up. And I have no idea. Twice he opted to go on 4th down, and twice he got stopped. And I got to tell you what, if they get both those field goals plus the touchdown, they win by 3 points. So it's a great game. It was fun to watch, see Brock, utilize the legs, which a lot of folks haven't seen. He did that in college a lot.
He did.
You saw him, and yep. Jax, you saw him. And I think those are some of the things. He just played football. He was out there in the second half going, I be damned, I've got to pick my game up. He did. Now, a little luck off so what do we call the face mask bounce? The doink?
It was a great doink.
It was a great doink. That Brandon Ayuk paid attention, stayed focused, caught the ball. They go down and score from the 1-yard line. So there was a lot of ebb and flow in the second half. I got to give credit to the 49ers defense for stepping up and for that offense to finally get in gear and for Brock to lead the charge once again.
All right, we're going to get into both games. What in the wide world of sport has happened to the Phoenix Suns as well? Their star player goes off and everybody else stinks. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Let's go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we're going to do a lot of football, and we're also going to do some Phoenix Suns conversation because they play again tonight against the Heat in Miami. But first our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com, and you can follow them on social media by searching #SexyRoofStatus. Here's the question. What was the more exciting NFL Conference Championship game? 2 options, obviously. 1, Chiefs-Ravens. 2, 49ers-Lions. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Cast your vote. We will update throughout the show. All right, let us begin, fellas, with Game 1, where the Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens hosting the AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson has been panned on many national networks. unable to win the big one. Manuch, does he gag again, or was there something else that you saw in that game that set up Kansas City to win?
Well, he's responsible for part of it.
Okay.
And I look at you look at this rushing, this game as far as running the football, which you have a team that has pretty much lived with it all year long of pounding the football, right? So when you stop and think about it, aside from Lamar Jackson having his 8 carries, you only had 8 more carries from your running back scenario, and 2 of those were from a receiver.
That's a great point.
I mean, why are you not pounding the football like you have been the entire year? You want to turn this into a Lamar Jackson passing air raid show? 37 passes from Lamar Jackson sooner or later. It's going to rear up, and that ugly head's going to pop up, right? And it did.
Mm-hmm.
Thrown into triple coverage in the middle of the middle of the fourth quarter. You make a throw down the middle with 3 guys, and Bush picks it off. And I'm going, you can't rely on winning a game with Lamar Jackson's arm per se. Now he's done it, but he's had the running game with that to support him.
Yep.
But I will say this. Let me just put it first and foremost. Andy Reid, once again, has schooled another defensive coordinator like he did with Jonathan Gannon in that fourth quarter or the second half of the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Okay. But he did it in the first half, and he kind of maintained it in the second half, even though they got shut out in the second half. Damage was done because the defense of the Chiefs, and guys, and Jack, you and I talked about this Friday, they're the ones that have been carrying the Chiefs pretty much most of the year until the Chiefs could kind of find their land legs, if you will. And their defense was staunch. They were pressuring, interception, creating a fumble, putting the pressure with 4 guys.
Okay.
With 4 guys. They're dropping 7. So it made it difficult for Lamar Jackson. So to that point, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this on the offensive coordinator, and Lamar has some bearing of responsibility. But, guys, give the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs credit more so than Lamar gagging.
All right, so I'm going to go to our former college football wide receiver at Montana. Jax, take me to this, because in the middle of the season and even near the end of the season, Chiefs receivers were struggling to hang on to the freaking
I think
football.
Jack's got a call, by the way.
I think he did. That's why I'm asking him this question.
Can you catch? Yes. All right, we're signing you up.
So what changed, Jax, as a wideout?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole game plan changed just flat out. To Manuch's point of not running the football, the Ravens dropped back 82% of their plays. That's the highest in Lamar's career. And I don't know if they watched tape the week before with the Bills and 182 yards rushing. You've got one of the most dynamic players in Lamar Jackson. And even himself, when he was scrambling, I was confused, Manuch, why he wasn't running. But I just think you knew heading into this game that both teams had really weak wide receiving cores. If you have to rely on a guy like Zay Flowers the entire game, again, give credit to the Chiefs for adjusting. You got L'Jarius Sneed, all-pro corner there. But my biggest thing with the Chiefs is the defense, yes, but Spagnuolo every single year always out-duels and wins against the opponent. Yep. And what's great about what they have at the Chiefs is Andy Reid, he's going to be there forever. Spag, not a lot of people you see interviewing Spag because he's older and he's been in the game for a while. So he's been there since 2019. And these two continue to stick it around, stick together, and they've kept that core. And kudos to Chiefs. You could tell which team had more veteran leadership.
And we talked about this on Friday. We beat it up. The tight end is going to be vital. Mm-hmm. You had 4 catches for the Ravens. You had 11 with Kelsey. 11.
Yeah, I know.
He had 11 catches.
All-time record holder in playoffs.
And then you had Valdez Scantling making a catch.
He did. I was stunned.
That was the play of the fourth quarter to ice the game for the Chiefs. They caught the ball, and you saw, and we'll get to the Detroit game, how many drops they have. But I just see execution, not being afraid to attack, and as you said, Spagnuolo with his attack going after Lamar Jackson and somewhat containing him. But you can't have your running backs have 6 carries total.
That's it.
And your quarterback 8. That doesn't jive. Aren't you supposed to go to the dance with who you brought?
That's it.
Dance who you brought. I don't know. Was confounded with this Baltimore game plan. But again, I just tipped my hat to Andy Reid going short pass, no pressure, roll out, run game. Next thing you know, you're up 17-7 at halftime. But there was no offense, no juice in the tank for this Ravens team.
All right, so the Suns are on the road, continuing their road swing. They've dropped the last couple, although Devin Booker has played sensational with over 60 one night and over 40 the other night. Now they have a date with the Miami Heat. They have dropped both of those games. So after winning 6 in a row, now they have dropped 2 straight. What has happened here in what you have seen with these road games, Manuch?
Well, 152 points, those 3 games. I mean, if you do the K-State math, that's about 50 points per game, right? Is it too much of Devin Booker, or is it just lack of defense in the fourth quarter? I don't think I've ever seen a team give up 15 points one night in the fourth quarter, and then 13 last night. And you give up 62 points again, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. That seems to be kind of the turning point for this Suns team in the second half or the first half, giving up 60-plus points. I don't get it. I don't understand. Last night, they're showing the uncontested shots of wide-open 3 shooters in that Orlando game last night. I mean, either there's a philosophical difference from Frank Vogel that they're not getting or understanding. But, Jim, you've been doing hoops forever and a day. Mm-hmm. At some point, don't you come down and whoever's got this guy's got his responsibility? And there was kick-out passes. The one kid, he had 3 threes in the fourth quarter.
Mo Wagner.
Nobody around him.
Yeah.
I think the closest guy was down there on Van Buren Street, for crying out loud. But something's amiss defensively. After you win 3 in a row, you lose. Everyone assumed me 7 in a row.
Yeah.
You lose 2 in a row. And, hey, Book is lighting it up, right? But when your bench continually only gives you 18 to 20 points per game, there's something amiss there. That's why I think on February 8th? There's going to be some movements to help, I think, defensively. And I still think that mantra I think we've been preaching, a true, legitimate point guard has got to be on this basketball team.
I've been on that kick. So that's where I stand on that. Top headlines presented by the Big Game Viewing Party. Now, today we're here at Casino, Arizona. Guess what? This is where you want to be on Sunday, February 11th. The Big Game Party is going to be in the showroom here at Casino, Arizona. It's going to be sold out. The doors open at 3 o'clock. People start lining up. I see people lining up at like 9 a.m. just so they can get in and party with us. And it is going to be a great, great time for the big game. And when you come in, you'll get squares. You'll have proposition bets. You'll have jersey giveaways. Plus, the jackpot starts at over $3,000. And it's our 25th year of partnering up with Casino Arizona. Mark it down on your calendar, February 11th. Big Game Viewing Party here at Casino Arizona in the showroom. By the way, when you get here, just walk across the casino, and you can head right in to the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Now, they've got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. You can have your fun, get your wagers in, and just hang out at Casino Arizona. It's the CAZ Sports Book. Coming up, it's our NFL Sounds of the Weekend and our UG Player Award for the dumbest play of the weekend. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, hanging out today at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, right here on Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on Clear Drive, after watching what it takes to get all the way to the Super Bowl, are the Arizona Cardinals closer than we think, or are they further than we think this offseason? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Whether your favorite team is in the playoffs or not, you always win when you order pickup or delivery from Venezia's Pizzeria for your football party. Venezia's. Venezia's will please everyone at your football party with pizza, wings, and other fan favorites. Vegan options, too. That's Venezia's, your football party favorite. 6 Valley locations.
Okay.
Order now at Venezia.
And what are you going to do here with this sound?
End to end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie.
They're all individual cuts. Are you going to go to them individually?
Desert Financial Arena and catch the final home matchups with Stanford and Cal.
That's fine. Just skip what you want to skip, but they're all individual. I don't have anything that's paired together.
Bullseye!
Okay.
Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
You're not going to use that cut?
Viewing party is
That's the most important cut.
in Casino, Arizona. Sunday.
That's the one I would use first.
Plenty of cash and prizes to be had.
I would honestly skip all of the highlights from that game and just play that cut.
For this free event. This year marks the 25th year. Head to rockandmanuch.com for more details.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that...
Yeah, like you can go to those San Francisco the game highlights, but I just would not. I would absolutely play Campbell's clip.
Driver, the new AI design.
I think what he said is genius.
Sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Van's Golf Shop.
No, he's not.
Or shop us online.
He made the right decision both times in the fourth quarter.
Get there.
When it comes to insurance,
Okay, you want me to explain it to you? You can ask me on the air.
we focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but
No, you would not with your Swiss cheese defense in the second half, allowed 27 unanswered.
turning to knowledgeable partners to help
Okay,
provide
we can just agree to disagree.
insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit
When it's 24 to 10?
experience and outstanding service. Contact
No, you
Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see.
Okay, Manuch, we feel differently. It's okay.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume.
No, I'm not.
in 3 separate rooms.
There's a lot of people in the football community that feel very strongly that Dan Campbell made the right decision.
You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's because there's only one Duke's.
Right. Or Jameer Gibbs has to not fumble the ball. Like a lot of other reasons why they lost the game.
Shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt. All friendly.
Miller and McDowell.
Manuch, your defense was Swiss cheese in the second half. Swiss cheese.
Cody G.
You tied up for what? 2 minutes?
Behind the design.
They go right down the field, and then you have to score a touchdown anyway.
This new line was basically to create.
They were Swiss cheese in the second half. It's the same reason why everybody got mad at McDermott in the Chiefs game when he tried for the field goal that ultimately Tyler Bass missed. Because if he made the field goal, the Chiefs were going to go right down the field and score. They were a sieve in the second half.
Cowhide lining, hand-nailed leather soles, and simplistic design. Cody James Black, only at Boot Barn.
And you're wrong. That's not true. There's a lot of people out there who agree with me. A lot.
In Casino, Arizona.
Because you're not looking in the right places.
CAZ Sports Bar in Casino.
Right, you haven't been looking in the right places.
Sports fans' paradise. You are locked into Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Yes, I've got all these cuts. Just cue them in whatever order you want.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Casino, Arizona is where we're hanging out here today, always on a Monday, the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. AFC Championship game as we get now to our sounds of the weekend. Kansas City beats Baltimore 17-10, and it started out, well, probably pretty much the way that you would think that it would start out. Thank you to CBS.
Then you have a chance to win this game. Well, last week, Houston did not have a single snap inside the 25. Here's Kansas City from the 19, throwing at the goal line, and it's caught by Kelce for the touchdown.
Travis Kelce sets the all-time receiving record in playoffs. Manuch, quickly, how good is Kelce?
Well, he's phenomenal. He's one of the best ever played the game.
Okay.
As far as a tight end. I mean, 11 catches. I mean, he's saving his best for last, right?
Yep.
You know, he's had a kind of a rough last half of the season, but you watch Travis Kelce, you just can't cover the guy. You're going to put a strong safety on him. It's not as big as him. You're going to put a linebacker on that can't cover him. You're going to put a safety on him or a cornerback or corner slot that can't handle him. He's the go-to guy. He's been catching the ball. So I think that he stepped up. And on top of that, Taylor Swift was in the house.
Absolutely.
On the road to impress his maybe potential fiance down the road.
Well, she's going to be at the Super Bowl, too, because she can make it from Tokyo, Japan to get to Las Vegas before the game. We'll tell you about that later in the show. All right. Then the rookie, Zay Flowers, does his thing right here for Baltimore.
The wider the hole is. Yes, and Gus Edwards is the definition of a north-south runner, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
From the pocket. Cuts away from Chenal, who's trying to get after him for a second time, but the ball is thrown to the end zone, and it's caught. Flowers with the touchdown. The Ravens strike right back from 30 yards out.
Just like that, we've got a 7-7 game in the first quarter. Second quarter, and now Kansas City starts to exert itself with the run game.
Second and goal. It's back to Pacheco. Pacheco drives across for the Chiefs touchdown.
What an outstanding drive.
Look at that. 32 carries by the pass-happy Chiefs, supposedly.
Yeah.
Only 16 carries, 8 of those by your quarterback by the Baltimore Ravens. But again, that balanced attack that Andy Reid gets you at, and then you only average 3 yards per carry, if that. But, I mean, it was a balance to just have those linebackers offset. Again, just the way that they utilized Pacheco in the running game per se.
And this was the most, I guess, unique play, most dangerous play. Well, coming up a little later in this segment, I'll explain how it's the bonehead play. Zay Flowers is involved.
Cheering his brother's team on here. 2nd and 8 from the 9. Jackson to Flowers. He dives. The ball came out. It's recovered by Kansas City. Did the ball come out before he broke the plane? I think you're right. They're calling it a touchback and recovery on the field.
It was an absolute correct call, and it disallows that touchdown, and Kansas City now was in business at 17-7. All right, now Lamar Jackson trying to rally the troops late in the game, and he's got an offensive drive going, but Manuch, tell me about this. The tight end likely puts up his hand, signaling that he's open. He's got 3 defenders around him, and Jackson throws it. And unfortunately, if you're a Ravens fan, this is what happens.
The drive that began at the 1-yard line has now reached the Chiefs' 25, 2nd and 10. To the end zone again, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Deion Bush.
You can't throw that ball down the middle like that with 3 guys. You got 2 guys low, 1 guy high. And if a guy's raising his hand that he's open, well, guess what? It's late. Because as a quarterback, you have to throw to open. And even if you'd have thrown that, it had to have been a perfect timing, perfect touch. I would have never thrown that, knowing the coverage, 2 underneath and 1 deep. Yeah, that was just a bad throw. That was like 6.5 minutes left in the game.
Right.
You just cannot throw that ball, and Lamar Jackson has got to know better.
Win for the Chiefs. Now to the NFC Championship game. 49ers beat the Lions 34-31. The over covered. Thank you. Next, this is courtesy of Fox. Detroit came out and popped the 49ers right in the face early.
First down, another fake. Coming Jamison Williams, the speedster, has a block. Williams cuts up, 25, 20, still on his feet. Jamison Williams scores!
Just like that, they're on the board. Next, it is the 15-yard rush right here, which makes the score in favor of Detroit at 21-7 in the second quarter.
Now it's Gibbs. Trying to get to the edge. Gets a block from the corner. Makes a man miss. Gibbs inside the 5. Touchdown, Detroit!
All right, so I want to skip past the next one, because now the game is tied at 24-24 as McCaffrey had scored to tie that game. And this proves right now to be the winning touchdown with Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell in for the first time tonight. Guess what? He's going to get it. Mitchell surging forward. Touchdown!
And then afterwards, Campbell, the head coach for the Lions, Dan Campbell, he went for it a couple of times on 4th down. Here's what he had to say afterwards.
just
2 minutes.
Really good about us converting and getting our momentum and not letting them play long ball. You know, they were bleeding the clock out. That's what they do. And I wanted to get the upper hand back, you know, and it's easy hindsight, and I get it, you know, I get that. But I don't regret those decisions, and that's hard. You know, it's hard because, you know, we didn't come through. It wasn't able to work out, but I don't. And I understand the scrutiny I'll get. That's part of the gig, man. But, you know, we just didn't work out.
He's a terrific coach. He has turned that program entirely around. All right, now let's get to our dumbest plays of the week.
Who needs a G2G protein bar? Did your favorite player make a big mistake that cost them the game?
1 minute.
That's impossible!
Oh, my God. Just get through this. It's okay.
I'm telling you, there's something inside his brain about this building.
Or maybe just an embarrassing moment.
You know, it's just easier to call you stupid.
Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B react to the dumbest plays of the week and give out their best candidates for the G2G Protein Bar Award of the Week, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, everybody, ready to go. Dumbest plays of the week. We start with Jax.
All right, so Lions lead the 49ers 24-10. They're on the 49ers 28-yard line. 4th and 2, 7 minutes left, and this happens.
Goff to throw it. Here comes pressure. Escape. Fires over the middle, and it is incomplete.
No, I've got 2 players. I'm going to start out with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, you and like everyone else that has protein bars that have an ego that do not want to change to a different protein bar. Dan Campbell, you need to change, get rid of your ego. 24-10. The first one, I think he should have went for the field goal, in my opinion. Yeah, the Niners back against the wall. Dan Campbell, switch your ego, get a G2G protein bar, just like everyone out there that has the Cliff protein bars and their traditional protein bars. Get rid of your ego and try the G2G protein
You kick
bar.
that 35-yard field goal, it becomes 27-10. That's a 3-possession scenario for the San Francisco. 3 possession.
And Josh Reynolds, catch the damn ball. You need a bar too.
Come on.
Manuch, what's yours?
All right, Sheila, let's go to mine. It happened with about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
The drive that began at the 1 yard line has now reached the Chiefs 25, 2nd and 10. To the end zone again, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Deion Bush.
Lamar, what are you doing? That's triple coverage. You can't force that in there. I don't care how strong your arm is. 6:54 remaining in that football game. You have a chance to go down and get a touchdown, or if anything, get a field goal. Get yourself some points on that. At that point, it was pretty much game, set, match as the Chiefs got the ball, went down, got a couple key third down conversions. So, Lamar Jackson, you need a G2G protein bar. Why don't you just grab a whole pack of them and eat those in the offseason while you watch those Chiefs take on the Niners at Super Bowl 58?
Mine is don't fumble the ball after you've made a great catch and you're trying to get into the end zone. Zay Flowers, here it is.
Cheering his brother's team on here. Second
break after this, please.
9. Jackson to Flowers. He dives. The ball came out. It's recovered by Kansas City. Did the ball come out before he broke the plane? I think you're right. They're calling it a touchback and recovery on the field.
That is the bonehead plays of the weekend.
Yeah, I got to tell you what, something like that is when you see something like that and you kind of go, you got to secure that ball. Those are kind of the things that you take a good hard look at. And that is our G2G plays of the game. Or I should say Rockhead plays the game as we all take a good hard look for making all that happen. It's a G2G Protein Award of the Week, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste. G2G protein bars are now available at Costco.
All right, we want to remind you, we are going to take a little break, and when we come right back, we are going to have Rudy Carpenter the show. We're going to dive in to what we witnessed yesterday in Championship Sunday. Former NFL QB Rudy Carpenter coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix. just over 2 weeks to go till Diamondbacks pitchers and catchers report for spring training February 14th. The rest of the squad will report the 19th with the first game set for the 23rd against the Rockies. The WM Phoenix Open teams off next week in Scottsdale. Post Malone will perform Saturday at the concert in the Coliseum. Suns have dropped 2 straight on this 7-game road trip after yesterday's defeat to the Magic. They'll try again tonight against the Heat. Arizona's upset loss to Oregon State last week caused them to drop 3 spots to 12th in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 25. Grand Canyon received 9 votes. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in. The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Life's a sprint. Need G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
The big one is almost here, and the only place year after year to watch it is in the showroom in Casino, Arizona. The team at Fox Sports 910 will be giving away the cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks our 25th consecutive season hosting the game of the year. You can win your share of all the cash prizes, as it's the return of our kickoff jackpot that will be over $3,000. Plus, you receive free $25 squares along with a chance at winning $100 propositions. Doors open at 3, but space is limited, so it's first come, first serve. And for this year, you'll be able to wager, watch, and win with the new Casino Arizona Sportsbook. Don't be shut out. Just be 21 or older and be present in the showroom at Casino Arizona. This is the only way to watch the big game. Full-service lounges, great game menus, and tons of ways to win cash. It's Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.S. Big Game Viewing Party in the showroom at Casino Arizona.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code SPORTS. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58, with promo code SPORTS. The crown is yours. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Here's Purdy looking, firing end zone, caught!
You're hot.
Touchdown!
And welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today. Casino, Arizona is where you can find us. We're in the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook, and Rudy Carpenter is our guest. Rudy, I want to start with the two winning quarterbacks doing something that on this program you have referenced, Manuch has referenced it as well, going one way with the run and throwing back across your body. It was in the Kansas City Chiefs game. That pass was completed to Travis Kelce, and then in the 49er game, that pass was completed to Jennings, who made a spectacular one-handed grab. Rudy, do you teach that, or you tell your players no?
And Rudy, I never taught that to. Matter of fact, I guarded against that with Brock. Don't ever throw back across your body one way or the other. So I never taught him that off-platform different scenario, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with you, when I first started working with quarterbacks, I obviously, no, I didn't teach that stuff. And, and it's not like it's mechanically sound, right? But I will tell you that over the last couple of years, Manuch, like I'm sure you've seen all these other quarterback coaches do around the country, I mean, I have implemented a lot of drills and a lot of work where not that it's necessarily throwing the ball across your body to the middle of the field, but I mean, we all do spend a lot of time now working on off-platform throws, working on awkward body throws, working on basically what I would call gotta have it plays or throws, where you're in situations where, you know, you just got to do your best to try to put the ball in play and allow one of your guys to make a play. And I think with Mahomes and Brock Purdy and Josh Allen and all of those guys, you see these guys making throws, flash decisions that, you know, you would never teach a quarterback to do. And they're plays that, unfortunately, when you watch film or, you know, even coaches on the sidelines, it's one of the, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why are you making that throw? Great play. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And as a quarterback, it's one of those, it's honestly one of those moments. And I tell my guys, it's why, you know, those guys get paid so much money, minus Brock, at least for right now.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, unfortunately, it's a situation at your position where you have to try to make plays like that because you're playing the game to win. And in today's NFL, it's just the way the game has to be played. And unfortunately, when you make those plays, you're the hero. And when you miss those plays, everybody thinks you're an idiot. And it's just honestly what comes with the territory. And sorry for a long answer, but I actually think that's one of the things that makes Brock Purdy such a good player, is his ability to make unbelievable plays, but really stay even-keeled. And at times make really bad plays and really bad decisions and still stay even keeled. And it's one of the really important things about Brock and him as a player and who he is really his ability to not ride the emotional roller coaster throughout a game or throughout a season, and him staying just even keeled and level headed and, person and day out, I think is something that his team, his teammates, and the organization really, relies on and looks to in those situations where they're down 17 points at halftime.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that, Rudy. He's got a very quiet confidence. He's bound, he's determined, and he's focused. And for a lot of quarterbacks, you and I have, sometimes it's hard. You got to have a short memory. Mm-hmm. You can't let a bad play linger on. I think with Brock, that's the one thing he does. He's got a short memory to move on. And speaking of short memories, I watched Patrick Mahomes, very clean, succinct game in what he did against the Ravens. But I got to tell you, Rudy, I mean, when you watch this game plan that Andy Reid had, specifically in the first half for the Chiefs, I mean, he pulled that out from the old archives and had that defense of the Baltimore Ravens completely off balance, even though they didn't score in the second half. But talk about Andy Reid and the somewhat the master, the doctor, against schooling another defensive coordinator in a big game.
3 minutes.
Yeah, Andy Reid has obviously been an amazing coach his entire career, and I think at certain points in his career probably didn't get the credit that he deserved. But I also think there's just points in time in history in all sports where you have just a certain player with a certain coach, and it just works, and it works amazing. You talk about, Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. You talk about, Tim Duncan and Coach Popovich. You talk about, a Brett Favre and a Mike Holmgren, or you talk about a John Elway and a Coach Shanahan, or in this case, in a Tom Brady and a Bill Belichick. And in this case, I just think that Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid has been just an amazing fit. And I think where Andy Reid deserves a lot of credit is Andy Reid grew up in the West Coast system, a system that I was around with Coach Gruden, who was very much a part of that coaching tree. And those were all guys who were very hardcore on the discipline of the read on every play. There's an answer against every coverage. There's an answer against every blitz. There's an answer with every blitz pickup. This offense is designed to have answers for anything a defense does. And as a quarterback, it's your job to find it. And the good ones do, but it's a very difficult, complex offense at times. But what I think Andy Reid has done an incredible job of, and he hasn't, I don't think it's been talked about as much as it should be. And I don't think he's gotten the credit that he deserves, in my viewpoint, is the moment that he saw Patrick Mahomes on film, I literally think a light bulb just went off in
1 minute.
his head. And he just said, I know what I can do with this kid and his talent. And I think Andy has had a special ability, unlike most coaches in the NFL, to say, I'm still going to run my offense. I'm still going to be disciplined in how I want it to be run. Our meat and potatoes are still going to be the meat and potatoes, and our base offense is still going to be our base offense. But he's been very open, very, very open, and not reluctant, very open to getting creative and allowing Patrick Mahomes to be creative and allowing Travis Kelce to be creative, which I think gets the most, is why he gets the most out of both of those guys' skill set. He allows Travis Kelce to be creative in his route running against certain coverages, to be creative in his release patterns off the ball against certain looks. And then he allows Patrick Mahomes to, same with him. He takes advantage of his incredible talent, but he also allows Patrick to be Patrick and doesn't try to overcoach him.
Always good, man, when you take time and come on the show. Thank you as always, Rudy. Have a great day.
All right, guys. Take care.
There you go. Rudy Carpenter, and he's presented by All City Towing. Hey, if you're looking for a new career, consider All City Towing. They pay very well. They also have incredible benefits, and the easiest way to apply is just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, statewide service. They answer your call 24/7. You want a new gig, a fun job that pays well and also has great benefits? Try allcitytowing.com and search careers. Once again, that is allcitytowing.com. Quick break. When we come back, football at 50. More on the 49ers and Chiefs as we get you start for Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Transaction complete.
How's that credit card statement looking? Uh-oh. Not good. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation at the top of the hour weekdays from
pride ourselves on giving back, so we want to help you win $1,000 in cash. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenge yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
The will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out Casino, Arizona today. We're here in the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar. And don't forget about the big game party coming up in 2 weeks here at Casino, Arizona. Manuch, the Eagles get their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, former terrific quarterback at Boise State, then the offensive coordinator for Dallas, then the Chargers, lands with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that this is okay.
Oh, okay.
One of those kind of moves.
Didn't blow your skirt?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I think he did an okay job at Dallas and obviously an okay job with the Chargers. And you have two franchise quarterbacks. I think I expected more, pardon the pun, out of Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. Sorry, Shu, I couldn't resist, okay? And it's just one of those things. But, I mean, he's a solid offensive coordinator, and I think that the reason why I got let go with Dallas is he just didn't do more with he had the cupboards were full. I think the same thing in LA as well too with the Chargers. So this is a good hire, and I think he'll bring a lot more of a pure vertical horizontal passing game for Hurts to basically and not rely so much on his running, really turn him into a true passing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Fair enough. The Cleveland Browns go after Ken Dorsey as he's their new OC.
This is a good move. I mean, Ken Dorsey just didn't become a bad coach. They had a bad streak. There was a lot of issues with the Buffalo Bills. Now, the year before, he took that team to the playoffs as well, right? As an offensive coordinator.
Correct. That's correct.
So I think sometimes these owners and coaches feel, well, we're stale. What do you mean you're stale? We went to the playoffs the last 2 years. At that 5-5 mark, I think sometimes they make changes just to make the change. Joe Baker, quarterback coach, becomes the offensive coordinator. Something fresh, something new. But you also know what had happened, Jimmy? That locker room of offensive guys got a little urgent with, man, we don't pick this thing up. A lot of us could be gone. So if they get rid of Ken Dorsey, bring Joe Baker in, and we don't get this offense clicking, then our butts might be on the line as well, too. So that's a good hire for Dorsey going back to the Browns, this time as a coach and not as a player.
Los Angeles Rams are looking for a lot of extra coaches because they've lost a couple. The Falcons already hired away Raheem Morris, and now they've got Zach Robinson joining him as the OC.
Yeah, and I think a lateral move's got to be some kind of a promotion.
Okay.
So maybe they might have him as assistant head coach or some kind of specialty offensive coordinator extraordinaire.
It's the title.
Yeah, it's the title in order for him to get that kind of money because the NFL has been really good about other teams not poaching your staff unless there's a promotion or a salary increase. So, again, you take a good look at that, and, he's got the Sean McVay school of, quarterbacking, coordinating behind him. So hopefully that helps out with the whoever the quarterback is with the Atlanta Falcons.
There's our Football at 50. So now let's get to On This Day.
Yeah, it was 29 years ago, 1995. The 49ers beat the San Diego Chargers 49-26 in Super Bowl 29, making the 49ers the first team to win five Super Bowls. If you guys remember, Steve Young, the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, as the MVP.
He was great.
Got the monkey off his back, threw for 6 touchdowns, breaking Joe Montana's record. Montana set the record, I believe it was 5 against the Denver Broncos in that game in New Orleans. So Steve Young definitely made that thing happen. And then 88 years ago, Jimmy, when you were just a young, spry, young fella.
I appreciate you saying that.
In 1936, the first 5 players were selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in order of the number of votes they received. They were Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Hannes Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson. Now, let me read that again. The first 5 players were selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in order of the number of votes they received. So Cobb beat out Babe Ruth, which is really amazing to see. But Hannes Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson. Not a bad first selection for the Hall of Fame.
I would say so. Ty Cobb was a unbelievable player. He was racist as hell, but he was an unbelievable player throughout his career in Major League Baseball. I think most people just think that the Babe would be at the top of everybody's list.
I think the Babe beat out everybody in marketing because he was out there. But you look at all their numbers are phenomenal numbers when you stop and think about it. But going back to Steve Young and watching that Super Bowl against the San Diego Chargers, Stan Humphrey was the quarterback for the San Diego Chargers.
Yep.
I thought this would be more of a shootout, 49-26. But talk about the defense stifling Stan Humphries and that offense of the San Diego Chargers. And then I think Jerry Rice just got open again for another one down the pike. Could you imagine 6 touchdown passes in a game? When I was dreaming of being
30,
winning the Super Bowl as a kid, I think I dreamed of 3 or 4, not 6. Young definitely got the monkey off his back. He got the entire zoo off his back.
20.
All right, sports director at ABC 15, Craig Fooey, up at 2:30 in our next segment. We will talk to Fooey and ask him, is it fact or Fooey? And we review the top stories coming up, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 11th in the showroom in Casino, Arizona. Win cash just for watching the big game. As this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.S. the 25th consecutive season. Doors open at 3. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing party with tons of cash and giveaways. See you February 11th at Casino, Arizona.
Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. And with DraftKings same-game parlays, everyone's got a shot at an even bigger win for Super Bowl 58. String together multiple bets from the big game for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code 910. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58. With code 910. The crown is yours. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Try these. Mucinex InstaSoothe drops are uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Well then, game on.
Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Suns are getting ready to visit the Heat today. They've dropped 2 straight on their 7-game road trip.
after yesterday's loss to the Magic. Arizona's loss to Oregon State last week caused them to drop 3 spots to number 12 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 25. Grand Canyon received 9 votes. A little over 2 weeks to go till Diamondbacks pitchers and catchers report for spring training. That'll be on the 14th of February. The rest of the squad reports the 19th. The first game against the Rockies on the 23rd. And the WM Phoenix Open will tee off next week in Scottsdale. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword cash at foxsports910.com. That's cash at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Nice way to start off a new work week with temperatures in those upper 70s today, partly sunny skies, and then for tonight, 51 degrees.
You watched Royal Rumble over the weekend?
For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Progressive
They were
Insurance.
okay.
Progressive Insurance.
It's a different, Triple H books them differently than the old regime used to.
Policy with home
I'll say old regime because I won't say that person's name anymore.
Policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit
But he books them like an actual match with storylines in the match, so it's cool.
With Jimmy B.
It's just different.
Broadcasting live from the
It doesn't have a lot of surprises. It's just like they set stuff up, so I enjoyed it.
The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, little football games that took place yesterday, and also the Phoenix Suns in action tonight. They continue their road swing in Miami. They've swallowed a bunch of salt water, however, and they are going down like a rock in the lake. We'll get into all of that. Our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. And here it is. What was the most exciting NFL Conference Championship game? 1, Chiefs-Ravens. 2, 49ers-Lions. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Cast your vote. We will continue to update.
Well, currently 49ers-Lions game running with at 83.3%, followed by the Chiefs-Ravens game, 16.7%. Main reason why, when you're down by 17 points at halftime, that's one of those games that I think a lot of eyeballs went, wait a second. Niners are down?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, the Lions are up. The Niners are running away with this game. We got to get eyeballs on it. And then the great comeback, 27 unanswered points, 17 in that third quarter by the 49ers. I think there's a lot of folks that might have been tuning out, so to speak, Jimmy, that tuned in and just said, wow, we got to take a look at this. Can the Niners make it back-to-back weeks of a comeback? And they certainly did. And I voted the same way, too, because I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And no, Brock, you can't throw that there. And that one pick, he's getting hit, and he throws it across the middle. And that throwback ball by Jennings catch, whatever. But they just kind of settled into their routine, got a couple stops. They go down. Hey, little luck is always involved, right?
Christian McCaffrey got moving, too.
Well, he did, but I think the big thing, number one, the fourth down stops motivated that team. Mm-hmm. Number two, I think that you look at the bounce, the pass off the face mask, which IU caught the rebound, got down at the 1, then they score. I mean, that sideline, the fandom just reared its ugly head. And then also I think that in a good way, it reared its ugly head.
I understand. Yeah.
But then there you had 3 third down conversions with Brock Purdy doing what we've all seen Brock Purdy do. You, me, Jax, and Shu, when you see him run and have the escapability, and he's just fast enough, guys. He probably runs a 4.7-ish 40, but that's fast enough, maybe 4.6. But he's elusive. He's got escapability. Those key runs, you talk about an offense getting jacked up. You can see the guys on the sideline.
They were excited.
They were excited. So it kind of, that kind of vibe got that team going. in order for them to win that game.
All right, let me do this with you then, because in our first hour, we really got into Kansas City and why they are so good. And you spoke lovingly about Andy Reid and why he is as great as he is. So let's do 49ers right now and Kyle Shanahan. What makes him special, Manu?
Well, you got to remember, guys, this is only the second win out of 20 that he's been down in the second half that he's won. I think what makes him special is that he's got a guy like Brock Purdy that he's had, when you're down in the second half, to have that many losses in your career, you have a Brock Purdy that now has led you back last week and led you back this week. He was 0 for 18 at one time, guys. So I think Brock, his escapability, his poise, his timing, and making the throws when he had to make the throws is one thing. But then again, Kyle Shanahan, when he's on a roll, I feel, Jax, he's a great game caller. He utilizes the tight end and the running backs. He's got enough talent as far as stretching the field with an Ayuk. Deebo Samuel was possessed. So I think what Kyle Shanahan does, he knows when to go to that particular individual. He knows how to call that play. He knows how to set teams up in order to come back against the defense and start to wear on them. He started wearing out that Detroit Lions defense in the second half.
Yeah, and I think he knows how to adjust in the moment. He knew he was at home. He knew he was down 17 points, and they had to threaten him vertically with Ayuk on the outside, with Deebo Samuel, who looked great, did not look like he was banged up during that game. But I think you've got a lot of love on this team. You got a lot of leadership. But I think a side of the ball that doesn't get the attention was the 49ers defense in that second half, specifically Fred Warner. He made some tough tackles, filling the hole, filling the A-gap, B-gap against a guy like Montgomery, who's not a small dude, met him at the hole, which forced those 4th down, 4th and 3, 4th and 4s. That stood out to me was them tackling in space. I know some of their defenders, Thomas, he got called out from the week before against the Packers. He played better, but all in all, they stepped up when they needed to step up, and they got a bunch of leaders, which is gonna bring them far.
Yeah, I think, guys, that second half was the team we saw midway through the year. Remember, we said, hey, if we did our power rankings, I think it was like 7-8 games in. If we were to do power rankings, we thought the 49ers were the most complete team,
remember that,
as were the Ravens. Then when the Ravens beat the 49ers was that Christmas night, we kind of went, oh, wow, well, maybe the Ravens are now taking over that. It's Ravens 1, Niners 2. And then in that playoff game, we saw them kind of hit and miss. But that second half, I think that's the 49ers we saw midway through the year, as I felt at that time the best team in the NFL.
So the word has already come forth that the Swifties are going to be at the Super Bowl.
Don't you know, Jimmy?
I know. Well, she's got concerts scheduled in Tokyo, Japan, and her last one, she can get on the jet and fly back to the United States to Las Vegas, roughly about a 12, 13-hour flight, and be there in plenty of time for the Super Bowl. So I can watch people's heads just start to explode right now.
Well, you got the Swifties on the Chiefs side, and you got all these guys like Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, all Jerry Rice, all the football stars on the other side. I love seeing that, by the way. All the 49ers stars on that sideline. You saw the Detroit Lions, Barry Sanders in the crowd.
He was there.
That was so cool to see a lot of the Hawaiian blue in the stands yesterday with some of the former stars of yesteryear. But, Swiftie, she's going to definitely have, I'm sure they'll show her at least, 5, 6, 7 times.
Oh, easy.
They might even invite her to be part of the halftime concert for crying out loud.
With Usher.
With Usher. Why not? Hey, and by the way, Taylor, bring your guitar just in case. Just in case, if you could.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. All right, so Oregon and Oregon State. Well, it was the Arizona schools. ASU went to Oregon and Oregon State, lost both. Arizona got beat at OSU and then won at Oregon. I'm like lost in space here.
Well, it's interesting.
Why does this happen?
You watch this team, this U of A team.
Right.
And Oregon, I felt, was a much better team going in, but I think it'll go between those two and come down to the wire as far as the Pac-12 championship. I don't know. It just seems like this U of A team, a little schizophrenic right now. Hot, cold, hot, cold. They've lost, how many games? 5 games this year, and it was tough for them to lose that many games over a 2-year span, right? So I don't know. This U of A team, if they could play like they did on the road against Oregon, they should win. You think the Pac-12, but that was that great litmus test. They won that game going away,
right?
And then ASU just got thumped.
Oh, they did
again. Unfortunately,
they're struggling right now. They've hit the wall big time, and it is not looking good. All right, so the Suns continuing their road swing got beat in Orlando. Manuch, they didn't get beat. They got routed in that game, especially in the fourth quarter.
Well, how do you not score more than 13 points in the fourth quarter, Jimmy?
13 points.
I mean, you got outscored 31-13.
Yeah.
You get beat by 15. I don't know. I mean, it's great that Devin Booker scored 152 points in 3 games.
2 minutes.
Do the math. It's close to 50 per. That's great, Jimmy. But you saw a huge, fallback. Durant had his 15.
Not enough.
Well, the nose injury that Bill had, I'm shocked he played and continued to play. What do you have? Tissue paper stuffed up that nose
it was
gauze and
awful, and you could tell that he shot like 4 of 360 shots. I'm being facetious.
Yeah,
there,
but he
you
was.
Get my point.
You could tell he was off. The other concerning scenario is this bench. You score 13 points one day, and then last night you only scored 20 points. Where's the bench scoring going to come from, Jimmy? These guys can't continue to play 36, 40-some minutes per game and be able to have that going into the playoffs.
So let me ask you guys. We talked before. We knew the 7-game road trip was going to be tough.
Yep.
They're 1-2 right now with the potential of being 2-2 tonight. There's 4 games left. Miami, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Washington. 4 games left. Jimmy,
1 minute.
How many games do they win these next 4 games?
I'm going to say that they win 1.
1-3. So
I think they win the next 2 out of 3. Miami's going to be very difficult tonight. Very difficult. I just don't see the balance with these guys. And Jimmy, I mean,
They have lost what they had during that winning streak of 6-7 games. They have kind of lost that continuity, Manuch.
Well, I just don't understand where this defense is going to come from, one way or the other. I just don't understand. I mean, just contest shots. And then Jimmy, that was a much bigger Orlando Magic team. We get that.
Oh, they are not your grandfather's Orlando Magic.
They were big dudes.
Tough. Yes,
they were big dudes. But again, you look at this team, 22 turnovers, Jimmy.
I know.
I mean, you look at the offensive rebounding.
Point guard.
Well, and then Friday night, the game-winning shot came off of an offensive rebound. Think about that, and they're in the win. And then last night, you see some of the offensive prowess by the other team. Now, it was a bunch of big dudes. Now, I wonder if the small ball might have backfired on Frank Vogel in that fourth quarter. Shooters and big dudes down below to get the rebound, but the turnovers, he mentioned it. Finally, Frank Vogel mentioned it. We've got to stop the toxic environment of the turnovers on this team. So do you need a true point guard?
We've been preaching that.
At the trade deadline,
yes,
to bring that in, to settle that down. Just cut it in half, maybe 8 to 10 versus 22.
If you can get away with 10 turnovers, then you have an excellent chance of being in the game, but not with 22 turnovers.
And people, why do you guys harp so much on the turnovers? Because it's the points over the turnovers you're seeing, off the turnovers that they're seeing. And I think, and then it's also the points with the offensive rebounding that we're seeing. And I think the Suns had one of the highest points over turnovers in the NBA, and that's not a very good thing whatsoever.
No, that's a bad stat to be leading in that category. All right, there you go. It is indeed our top headlines here in this hour. It is all presented, of course, by Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book, and the big game viewing party. You know what I'm talking about. It is February 11th. It's at the showroom here at Casino Arizona. It's free to get in. You're going to get issued squares so you can win money for every quarter. Also, we have the kickoff jackpot, propositions, and jersey giveaways, and the jackpot is over $3,000. It's our 25th year partnering with Casino Arizona. Once again, you want to come and hang out, have a great time. Big game party here at Casino Arizona, and it'll be in the showroom. When we come back, Lerner and Rowe One Call, that's all. And who lit the lamp this weekend on our Level 2 lighting segment. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at the CAZ Sportsbook at Fox Sports 910.
Sunday Hockey gets some rest and recovery this weekend before the grind continues against Lindenwood. Join us for pregame coverage and all the action Friday, February 2nd at 6:30 and Saturday, February 3rd at 4:30 here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil hockey.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's most forgiving driver ever made. The Max 10K. Come in today and test drive Ping's newest driver at Van's Golf Shops. Visit us at your local Van's Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
You know the biggest games are won in the trenches, right? Even armpit trenches. That's right. Luckily, Old Spice, the greatest smell in the NFL, has you covered. Grab a 4-pack of Old Spice Swagger deodorant at Costco today. When you use Old Spice Daily, you get 24/7 odor protection. It's like an entire offensive line fending off unwanted odors. It's only available for a limited time, so rush to Costco now. Old Spice, official locker room product of the NFL and Super Bowl 58.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's the Lerner and Rowe One Call, That's All call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Cheering his brother's team on here. 2nd and 8 from the 9. Jackson to Flowers. He dives. The ball came out. It's recovered by Kansas City.
Elijah Mitchell in for the first time tonight. Guess what? He's going to get it. Mitchell surging forward.
You're hot.
Touchdown.
Here you go. That is indeed our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact, need a check. Just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help you, and you get a free consultation. Once again, one call. That's all for it. Lerner and Rowe. 602-977-1900.
You know, you hear Mitchell score. Yeah. Kind of a scary moment when McCaffrey came down on his head the play before that. Nice run. And then when he got tackled, he came right down the top of his head. And, you know, he came out and he was up. He was kind of blinking his eyes and, concussion or, neck issues. So they were rubbing that neck down. Mm-hmm. Probably got a little bit of a stinger. But, man, anytime you see somebody land on their head just like that, head down, just goes to show the protection of those new helmets that they have out there. And Mitchell, who's one of those young men that runs the ball very effectively as well, too. But talk about some key runs or key plays in that game yesterday. It was a whole second half, which you really stop and take a look at, and you just kind of go, "Wow!" Those are some of the things you want to understand what's going on. I thought this was interesting. The stats came out for one Brock Purdy. In the second half, he threw for 150 yards, rushed for 45, completed 80% of his passes, averaged 10-plus yards per rush at 0 turnovers. No other NFL in the last 30 years has done all that in a single half ever. So if there's any naysayers...
Wait a minute. I thought the guys nationally are saying, well, he's still Mr. Irrelevant. He's not the... What the hell?
There you go.
Sounds pretty good for a game manager.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
Well, then just manage your butt off, Brock. Just keep managing your butt off. You know what, at this point, I think a lot of us and 49er fans and fans of Brock Purdy are like, whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully he goes in there and leads them to victory, you hope. But, I mean, some of the things he's doing to that point haven't been done in many, many years. When you looked at Brock Purdy's stats throughout the year, passing stats all the way through, hasn't ever been done in certain categories in many years. And when you look at some of the stats of some of the people that he is tied with or right below, they're all Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So I think if people would take a good hard look at the complete picture as well as what he's doing on the field and they would probably realize, you know what, you can have a system, but you better have somebody that knows how to run the system. And it's funny, I heard that from 3 or 4 different head coaches this weekend talking about Brock and this system talk. It's great to have a good system. It's great to have all those guys. Like I mentioned the other day, Jax, we talked about this. If you're gonna get that brand new Lamborghini, and guys, well, he's never driven in it. Well, I think that Brock Purdy's been doing a pretty good job the last year and a half. It's about what he started of getting in that Lamborghini and managing it around the track. And then there's certain times he's opening up on that track.
Doesn't every football offense? Isn't it a system?
It's
a system.
One of them,
yeah.
Jimmy.
And then when there's a quarterback that's not playing, well, they say, well, he's not in the right system.
There you go.
I want to give you guys a little reference here because there's this 50 Cent song, and it came up to me this morning when I was driving at 4:45 a.m. to my golf job.
Oh, boy.
And it's called Many Men by 50 Cent. And one of the lines, it says, many men wish death upon me. And Brock Purdy, after the first half, I already know the writers, the reporters were going to start tweeting the headline, Purdy bad. I'm already seeing it.
Wow.
Wish death
Good
upon Brock
Jax.
Purdy. Not today. This guy, I don't know what he has. He has it. You could tell when the offensive coordinator from Ben Johnson was panicking. The defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, was panicking. Everything around seemed to be panicking. The moment seems to be bigger when Brock Purdy, when the moment's bigger, he performs best. Like you mentioned, 13 of 16, 164 yards, 1 touchdown, 49 yards rushing. But what sets him apart is when he's pressured, when he's rushed, when things are at its worst. Get this stat, Manuch. Purdy and the 49ers on 13 plays when pressured, 127 yards passing. The Lions, negative 13 on 10 plays. And he's 4 inches shorter than one Jared Goff.
And here's the other, too. It's interesting to bring that up because there's a lot of that pressurization on Brock Purdy, pressurization. There's stats out the wazoo.
Oh, yeah.
I love that stat. What do you do when the pressure's on or the heat is on? And Brock has always been urgently under control, if you will. It's kind of hurry up and wait. But he's always had that calm. He's always had that demeanor. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, he forgets. If he does something bad, he learns from it. But he's like, he doesn't get caught up in a bad play.
Got a short memory.
Yeah, you have to as a quarterback. I mean, I tell guys, my philosophy, okay, if I get sacked, realize why I got sacked, but get up and call the next play. Learn from your mistakes, understand it. And Brock does that so well. But when you see so many passing stats, accuracy stats, pressure stats, I mean, all this stuff that has meaning behind it. And you got a great group of guys around you. Sure you do. But I mean, that's the one thing where I think Kyle Shanahan has helped them also, is knowing his strengths and his weaknesses, if there's any there, to allow him to be the Brock Purdy that we're now seeing.
All right, we're going to switch gears and go to the NHL and some hockey because it's time to light the lamp.
Who's the latest to light the lamp for the Yotes? It's the top Coyotes goal of the night, powered by Level 5 Lighting. Level 5 Lighting, all-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting. Brighten up your world. Level5lighting.com.
And coming out with it is Lawson Krause, and he'll just flip this one high off the glass. It'll reflect just in front of the Kings blue line. Nason will get to it.
Slavin and Burns didn't know where that puck was, so they sacked. Nason made it a nice play in the neutral zone.
Now it's Arizona trying to catch Carolina, and a change in the score. Deflected out in front, and the 19-year-old Logan Cooley bats it in for his 6th goal of the season. 1-0 Arizona.
Logan Cooley shopping in the red light district as he lights the lamp for the Coyotes. By the way, the Coyotes are off for the next couple of weeks. It is indeed the all-star break that will take place, and then they will enter the break. Manuch, they are over 500 at 23, 22, and 3.
Well, on their 5 game, or is it 5 points back of the wild card? But that you thought, hey, look, this team's been struggling of late. Logan Cooley comes out about midway through that first period, and they take the lead. And then you look at Carolina coming back. The Hurricanes going to be coming back and tying that game up. Then late in the third period, you get a late goal toward the end of the game, and then you basically get another, I would call a gimme at the very end by Fast for them to lose this game 3-1. So the Yotes struggling. You hope that you have the 2-week layoff because of that all-star break you're talking about, Jimmy. Let's get back to bare bones. Let's get back to some kind of a quasi training camp, if you will, to make a run. I mean, it's amazing. When you look at this team, 23, 22, and 3. Problem is they're 8-13 on away, 3 away games. You know what? They're kind of sort of there, right?
They're close.
But this next 2 weeks, I think, is vitally important for them to get themselves some rest, number one.
Yep.
Work on a lot of things they need to work on their power play. And then I think as far as trying to find that same tempo and pace they had, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago when they were on a roll? They were really playing good hockey. But as of late, when you look at this team and see some of their recent struggles, maybe the break's coming at the right time for this team to go ahead and I say pretty much, take a 20-second timeout and get themselves right before they take on. Because you look at this team now, Jimmy, you're looking at, you got 5, you got 6. They've lost 5 out of the last 7 games.
Right.
Just can't do that. And get yourself in a wild card.
Hey, I'll tell you who really lights the lamp. It's the experts at Level 5 Lighting. All-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting. Brighten up your world. Get your lights installed with this month's special. And listen to this. 12 months. No interest financing if you qualify. To go to level5lighting.com to request a free quote. Once again, that's level5lighting.com. Tomorrow, we'll be on the road at the Barrio Queen in Avondale. It'll be a Barrio Queen Taco Tuesday and also an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday in Avondale tomorrow. Coming up, Craig Fooey, sports director, ABC 15 is going. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, presented by Lerner and Rowe.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
A week away from the start of the WM Phoenix Open in Scottsdale, Post Malone is set to perform Saturday at the concert in the Coliseum. 2 straight losses for the Suns on this 7-game road trip after yesterday's defeat to the Magic. They're back at it tonight against the Heat. Arizona's upset loss to Oregon State last week caused them to drop 3 to 12th in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 25. Grand Canyon got 9 votes. Just over 2 weeks remain till D-backs pitchers and catchers report for spring training on February 14th. The rest of the squad comes in the 19th, the first game the 23rd against the Rockies. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Frankie drives end-to-end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end-to-end. Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch the final home matchups with Stanford and Cal as Pac-12 conference foes. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Let the experts at Level 5 Lighting, all-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting, brighten up your world. Level 5 lights work with Alexa, Google Home, and Control4 smart home systems, so lighting up your home for any holidays, sporting events, security, or accent lighting has never been brighter. Calling sports enthusiasts. Get ready for your favorite game day. Get your lights installed with this month's special. 12 months, no interest financing if you qualify. Go to level5lighting.com to request a free quote. That's level5lighting.com. Level 5 Lighting, Arizona's outdoor LED experts.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code SPORTS. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58, with promo code SPORTS. The crown is yours. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Hanging out in Casino, Arizona, here at the CAZ Sportsbook in the CAZ Sports Bar. And Craig Phooey is our guest. Coach, you got to just be loving what you watched yesterday with those two games.
Hey, they were fun games. Listen, I will say this. The Chiefs-Ravens was a tough one with 3 points scored in the second half. You know, it was like we've got these two potent offenses, and the Ravens decided for some reason to just let Lamar Jackson stand back there and throw the ball 37 times when they had the best rushing offense in the league. And then their defense, right? What happened to the Baltimore defense in the first half? They let 17 points be scored by the Chiefs. So, yeah, it was a crazy one. And then to see the 49ers and Lions with Brock Purdy and all the boys, Brandon Ayuk, come back in the second half. It was fun. Fun day yesterday.
You know, Coach, it's interesting. You watch the experienced teams, those teams that have been there and done that. And it just seems when you watch these games over the years, just, you know, whether they have the more talent or not, they tackle well, they block well, they don't make the mistakes, that they make plays when they have to, versus these teams are like the Flying Willenda brothers. They're going to come in and make it all happen. I mean, how much of that experience scenario is part of what gets these teams to Super Bowls?
I really think it's a lot. I mean, listen, you don't get the tight sphincter, you know, you don't all of a sudden choke. You know, you just play more relaxed because you know you have to play relaxed in order to do well. And it's my college coach used to call it a calm intensity, right? You know what you have to do, but you can't get so overhyped that you're trying too hard. And we've seen it year after year, play after play. Look at Washington in the national championship game against Michigan, right? They just tried so hard. They just choked themselves out of a competitive game. And so we see it all the time with these teams, a fumble, a taunting penalty, right? A decision to go for it on fourth and instead of kicking a field goal for points. And all those things make a difference. Lamar Jackson, I said yesterday morning, somebody asked me who I liked in that AFC championship. I said, I'll go with the Chiefs because I cannot bet against Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. And they're like, what about Lamar Jackson? I'm like, he hasn't done anything in the playoffs. I mean, he's regular season Lamar, right? So I just felt going into that one that I just trusted the Chiefs more than I trusted the Ravens.
I'm with you on that 100%, Coach. All right, so you know Manuch writes these questions.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, so here we go.
Thanks for the love, fellas.
Little factor Phooey. The 49ers, even though they were an early favorite, they will have to beat a Chiefs team that has the majority of the experience with head coach Andy Reid and quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Fact or Phooey?
By the way, Phooey, it's down to -1.
Yes.
To the night. It was
Is it now
2.5.
bet down?
Yeah, it's down to -1.
Opened at 2.5, then it was 2 late last night, and now it's down to 1.
Right.
Huh? Yeah. Listen, I said it just a minute ago. I'm not going to bet against Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, right? I just can't. I mean, as much as I'm a fan of Brock Purdy's and Brandon Ayuk, and I think the 49ers are a deep team offensively and defensively, have a ton of talent. It's hard to bet against Andy Reid. That guy is phenomenal. This is their 4th trip in 5 years. Their 6 straight AFC championship games. I mean, if that's not dominant, you can say what you want about Bill Belichick, but where's Andy Reid in that conversation? Sure. Holy cow, this guy has got he's got the Chiefs playing so darn well. So I don't know if I can go in saying, you know, go San Francisco in this one. I think they're going to beat them by 1. I mean, it's tough. The way they came back yesterday was impressive in the second half, but I find it hard to bet against Kansas City.
Coach, let me throw this out at you. Mount Rushmore of coaches. You got 4. Do you build? You expand that mountain to 5? Where does Andy Reid fit in there as far as the Mount Rushmore of head coaches?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got to be up to the top. I mean, he has been so phenomenal here in Kansas City. He won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. I mean, the guy can coach. He knows what he's doing. He coached once at NAU way back in the day. He's got some guys that he trusts, and my closest buddy, best man in my wedding, coaches on Andy's staff, and he said there's not a better head coach in the NFL.
Wow.
All right, number 2, and speaking of Andy Reid, he outcoached the Ravens defense and took control of the game early and never looked back. Fact or Phooey?
That's a fact, and I will say this, and we were talking about it yesterday and here in the sports office, just how he came out with that quick hitting game, and I love that. I mean, they just pop. Didn't take a lot of time. They were doing the quick hitting run plays with Pacheco and hitting the holes quickly. Pat Mahomes was getting the ball out fast, and I love the way they came out of the gates with just the quick hitting stuff, not letting the Ravens kind of figure it out, because the Ravens have pretty good defense, right? But they just could not figure out the quick hitting stuff that Andy came out with. So I was impressed with all of that, with the scheme and the way they came out with that quick hitting intensity.
All right, one more football. 49ers QB Brock Purdy leading the comeback for the Niners over the Lions with his poise and 3 crucial runs on third down conversions. Fact or phooey?
You know what? I will say fact, but it is so hard to ignore Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brennan Ayuk, George Kittle.
Yep.
I mean, come on. I mean, these guys are phenomenal, right? But yeah, Brock's got a great ability to navigate a game and figure it out. And he didn't seem fazed at all by the first half and what didn't happen for them. You know, they're down 24-7 at halftime, and he didn't look like he was down on the dumps when he came out or anything. So I'll give him credit, because, you know, the offense goes as the quarterback goes, and the quarterback takes all the blame when you lose, and he gets a lot of the credit when you win. So I'll say fact to that one.
All right, Coach, question number 4. After 2 losses in a row, the Suns need to figure out how to play defense if they have any kind of a chance to win the Western Conference. Fact or phooey?
Well, that's a tough question, because I'm going to say this. They might have to learn how to play offense in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
They scored 4 points in the final 10 minutes of that game last night. They went over 8 minutes without a bucket in the fourth quarter. So you need to play some defense. That's a fact. Now, Frank Vogel's a defensive guru, right?
Supposedly.
So allegedly, right?
Yeah.
So what's Frank Vogel bringing to the table right now is the big question. What's going on there with no defense? And I know they're missing a lot of pieces on the bench, like not in terms of guys that are hurt, but just nobody stepping up and taking a role. And so they got to figure it out by the trade deadline if they're going to move some people, try to find somebody to come in and play some defense and be an intimidator. They don't have that on this team.
1 minute.
All right.
It's a combination to me right now, scoring and defense.
Okay, fair enough. Last one, Devin Booker scored 152 points the last few games. That should more than qualify him as a reserve in the NBA All-Star game. Fact or phooey?
Yeah, that's a fact. I think he will be. Listen, it's too bad there's so few positions in an NBA All-Star game, but the way Book's played with 46 points, 62 points, 42 points, 52, it's phenomenal. And obviously the NBA Western Conference Player of the Week again for him. But I think he'll be there as he has in the past.
All right. Always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Another sterling edition of Fact or Phooey.
Way to handle those questions.
All on Manuch.
Thank you, sir.
It's all about Manuch. All right, guys. See ya.
See you. There you go. Great Phooey, ABC 15 sports director. He is presented by Twin Peaks, your football and now college basketball headquarters as well. Make it a Twin Peaks weekend.
Hey, I want to let you know about the G2G protein bars, and if you tried all of them out there, then you're missing out, because this is the one you want to try. Not your average stale off-the-shelf protein bar. These are fantastic. There are 8 flavors, including my personal favorite, peanut butter banana chocolate. How about that one, Jimmy? But what makes these bars so delicious is that they're fresh, no preservatives, and they're stored in the fridge. Now, I can pack one lunch, my golf bag and my lunch bag for training all the quarterbacks and making all those things happen, having them readily available. So check them out in the refrigerated section at Costco or your G2Gbar.com. Once again, G2Gbar.com. Get one today, G2Gbar.com, and you're going to love it. It's not stale, it's fresh, and it's good for you.
All right, everybody. Coming up, it'll be our football at 50. And Casey from the CAZ Sportsbook is going to join us. We will look back at the weekend's games and get the lines coming up on Super Bowl 58. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're broadcasting here at the CAZ Sportsbook.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple.
with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Antonio Pierce, he gets the job with the Raiders. You think it's purely financial. My point is, until they get a quarterback, Rob, why go out and get a big-name coach?
It's financial. I mean, I know it sounds good to players. Oh, no, we got to have him.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 5, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
A will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road, family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
The annual Big Game Viewing Party is set again in the showroom in Casino, Arizona, Sunday, February 11th. Plenty of prizes to be had. Doors open at 3, and it's once again first come, first served for this free event. This year marks the 25th year. Head to rockandmanuch.com for more. You recorded these for Frank real quick?
This is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Ball game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Here, try these.
Mucinex InstaSooth drops?
Yeah, InstaSooth sore throat medicated drops provide rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Go, Mason! Yeah! Woo!
Sounds like they're starting to work.
Mucinex InstaSooth sore throat medicated drops.
Yeah!
Uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Progressive asks, what do a late-night pizza craving,
Pizza place. Can I get one large pepperoni pizza?
a newly licensed team delivery driver, a guaranteed delivery time or its free offer, and your front fence have in common?
Uh-oh.
That's my fence! They can turn your stomach upside down in under 30 minutes.
I'm still getting a tip, right?
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh.
From Boston.
Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Anything possible!
You're hot. Welcome back, everybody. We are at Casino, Arizona, always on a Monday here at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Casey has arrived. So the open question is, did the book win or lose yesterday?
It was an overall winning day, but it was very, very minimal. There was a lot of action on both sides. Still profitable, but not what you would really expect on a.
How did one Casey Walsh do?
Yeah.
Yesterday, me personally, absolutely murdered. It was a bloodbath over here in Casey's world.
It's funny how the I'm gonna call wagering gods either have a great sense of humor or just figure you're not going to get ahead of this whole thing. I mean, you think about that. Does it all eventually even out in the end, or are you staying out in front?
No, I stand out in front a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
I make money for sure, but this weekend I was on Ravens, which was a bad. Figured that I got them at -3. They closed at 4, and I was really big on the Niners -7. I thought I got lucky at the end with the 10 points, being up 10, and then they went prevent defense, give up that backdoor touchdown at the end.
Yep.
So it determined the weekend.
It was weird to see that climb to 4, and in some books 4.5. On the day. And I took that as my dog. It was the Chiefs as my dog, which I won. Probably should have took that as my lock. Took the Niners as my lock, but I think they got to 7.5. Was it 7 or 7.5? The Niners eventually got to.
Yeah, we actually ended up closing that game at 7.5.
Okay.
And then the total in that game actually went from 51.5 up to 53.
Why the climbing of the Baltimore Chiefs game to go from, was it 3.5 to 4 to 4.5?
Realistically, that was more of a game of your pros versus Joes. Your recreational bettors were all over Kansas City. Don't want to bet against Mahomes. They see the value in the +175 to +185 and on your money lines. And then all your professional bettors were all over Baltimore.
How about some of the prop bets? How did that work out?
Prop bets for the day. I mean, we lost on prop bets overall. Everybody had the, standard Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown that came through. Right. They had Kittle in there as well.
2.5 was the start for Super Bowl 58 as of right after the game.
Yeah.
Went to 2 last night. Down to 1.5. Now it's down to 1. Is it basically going to be a pick 'em by the time this thing kicks off?
I think it's going to be right around the 1 to a pick 'em. Just like you said, I came in today at 1:30. The line was -1. The line just moved on our end to -1.5 San Francisco.
Because I came in here last night and dropped the equipment off for these guys. I mean, it was 2.5. You and I thought it was 2.5. And I asked you, what do you think? It's about right. But you also said that could change. Now, I thought it could change going up. I think it was going to come down. I mean, it came down almost a full 1.5 after it's all said and done.
Yeah, I don't see it really going much higher than that. I mean, I was wrong on the Baltimore game. Nobody ever saw that going to 4.5. But this game, I think you're going to see even money either way. Books don't really want to, give Kansas City +3, +3.5, because people are going to jump on that all day. So they kind of want to keep it right around to even, kind of try to, force the money both ways.
Jimmy was giving us an idea where both the teams are staying. They're about a half hour away from the strip. Okay, do the odds makers, the wise guys, whatever you want to call them, do they consider that kind of like, okay, they're off the strip, not that they can't get there and go to entertainment, eat well, whatever, that distraction factor, right? Coaches don't want any distractions whatsoever.
Yep.
I just wonder if that ever gets involved, if that gets thrown in the blender as well.
I mean, I think it could for sure, but as you've seen this week, the NFL came out with that new gambling policy that no players are allowed to gamble, whether it's table games or anything like that. You're not allowed to gamble this weekend at the Super Bowl if you're playing at all.
Yeah, they're staying at Lake Las Vegas, so it's a beautiful setup that they have out there. 2 different hotels, so they won't be in the same hotel, obviously, together. But I'm with you. The NFL, I think, has to do something like that just to protect its integrity. Is that fair?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, and you don't want NFL players any suspect of anything per se that are playing in this game.
Exactly.
Now, if you're not a participant in this game, there's NFL guys that can, I believe they're allowed to go ahead and gamble and bet if you're not part of the game. I know the NFL that, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I think NFL speaks out of both sides of their mouth. They want to make sure that everybody is participating, but they don't want the look of a Brock Purdy going into Caesars and going over there and to the book or whomever.
Yeah,
Brock
or the crap table.
Or be the last guy.
3.
Well, I think they're more concerned about the wagering on the game is what they want to make sure.
Yeah, for sure. And like we said, that the players can't gamble there, but also players that aren't playing in the Super Bowl, they're not allowed to hang out in sports books.
Wow.
They're only allowed to pass through the sports book if it's on their way to somewhere else.
Do not stop.
Yeah.
Do not collect $200. Okay, fair enough. Casey, thanks, pal.
Absolutely.
Always good to see you, man. All right, Manuch, let's get to our random fact of the day.
Well, it's interesting. Therapists, that's right, shared a list of phone habits people have that might actually be a sign of anxiety. They include doom scrolling, avoiding people by using your phone, and the inability to put your phone down. Isn't that interesting? So if you want to avoid somebody, just fake like you're
texting.
Yeah,
or something?
you're texting somebody. Jimmy, this is very interesting because growing up, watching a lot of cartoons growing up in the early, mid 60s, a little bit of the 70s. The best cartoon characters of all time ranked.
Yep.
Movie Web's list of the best characters of all time ranks Mickey Mouse #1.
Absolutely.
He's followed by Bugs Bunny. I like that.
Yes.
Now this one I'm not a big fan of. The entire Simpsons family.
No.
Yeah. Here's how the top 20 were ranked. #1, as I said, Mickey Mouse. Bugs Bunny is #2. #3, the entire Simpsons family. SpongeBob SquarePants.
No.
You know what that is, Jimmy?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
It's the sponge that lives under the sea.
And then #5 is Fred Flintstone. By the way, that show is on every Friday night. And I don't know, we're, like 4th, 5th, 6th grade that came on. And that was just kind of some of those, you had a lot of these cartoons that came on for prime time on Friday nights.
Sure.
Not only Saturday mornings, but man, you couldn't wait to get up Saturday morning, bright and early at 7 o'clock, turn that TV on, go get your bowl of Cheerios or cornflakes, because we didn't have any of that special stuff.
Where is Popeye?
I think
can't believe Popeye wouldn't even be in the top 5.
Popeye was like on number 15, number 16.
Wow.
He and Olive Oil, I think, were right there on it. But Bugs Bunny, he's the dude.
Oh,
he is cool breeze. But I didn't see Mighty Mouse on there either. You saw Mickey Mouse,
40.
Mighty Mouse, absolutely.
Mighty Mouse.
Here I come to save the day.
By the way, that guy's voice was actually an actual opera singer. That was the voice of one Mighty Mouse. So those are your random
30.
facts of the day there, Jimmy.
All right, we're hanging out here at the Sports Book. Don't forget, this is the place you want to be for the upcoming big game. It is
20.
the CAZ Sports Book live betting windows, and they have betting kiosks as well. Once again, the CA Sports Book here
10.
at Casino, Arizona. All right, hour number 3 coming up. NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter will join us, and also Frank Sanders as well.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 11th in the showroom in Casino, Arizona. Win cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS the 25th consecutive season. Doors open at 3. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing party with tons of cash and giveaways. See you February 11th at Casino, Arizona.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible. So Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Devin Booker's 62-point game last Friday night helped him to garner the NBA's Western Conference Player of the Week award, his second such honor this season and the 9th of his career. That's a franchise record. The Suns have dropped 2 straight on this 7-game road trip with yesterday's loss to the Magic. They're back at it tonight against the Heat. The WM Phoenix Open tees off next week in Scottsdale. Arizona's upset loss to Oregon State last week caused them to drop 3 to 12th in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 25. Grand Canyon received 9 votes. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
Bonus.
That's
bonus.
Enter it now. FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into the low 50s, and another beautiful day on tap for your Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine out there and temperatures flirting with the 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join the growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, the Super Bowl is finally set, and the Suns are setting. I'm sorry, I just
very good, Jimmy.
I just could not pass that.
Jax,
yeah,
he's finally kicking in.
Yeah,
2 hours into the show,
I teed it up on the T-ball stand and knocked it out of the park. So let's begin. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM. HD3 and also on the iHeartRadio app. Manuch, let's start first with the Kansas City Baltimore game, and then we'll go to the 49ers victory over the Lions. In the KC game, what struck you the most about that game?
Oh, I think it's very obvious.
What stood out to you the most?
Just the way that Andy Reid had that offense totally under control and had Baltimore Ravens on their heels from the get-go. Short passing game, quick runs, getting the ball out. Next thing you know, they're up 17-7 at halftime. Mm-hmm. I mean, just the way they controlled the ball, they controlled the tempo. They showed that they were the big boys on the block, so to speak. They showed their prowess, their experience. I really felt that Andy Reid again schooled another defensive coordinator with his schemes, with just taking advantage of the short passing game. And I think the other thing that we beat up a lot on Thursday and Friday, Jackson and I beat up on Friday, was the control of the tight ends when you have these kind of tough, close-knit games. And I think, if anything, that Andy Reid's and then Patrick Mahomes, clean game, take care of the ball. He's 30 for 39, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. I mean, 30 for 39. Hell, I can't do that versus air, let alone against the team. And he didn't have any picks, never turned the ball over. He took 2 sacks, which, sometimes, okay, you take the sack, you look for another down, right? But that more than anything. And then this Chiefs defense just the way they were putting pressure on Lamar Jackson with just 4 guys rushing. Sometimes it was 3. They'd drop 7 or they'd drop 8, and then just basically harassing him, and then to actually sack him 4 times. You know how hard it is to sack Lamar Jackson?
Oh, I know.
Case in point, when he shook off I forget who the lineman was, bounced to the outside and finds his receiver, Flowers, down the middle open. That's a great athlete that makes a great throw. But they contained Lamar Jackson. And for this, the other thing that stuck out for me, guys, was for the Ravens to have their 2 running backs only have 6 carries.
Okay.
6.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson at 8. And you only rushed for 81 yards, and that's been your rushing game has been your bell count for the entire time, and Lamar's added to that. I just sometimes I think these guys get too cute. You want Lamar Jackson to throw the ball 37 times to win a football game, a playoff football game, when he's proven he's not able to do that.
This playoff run for Patrick Mahomes has got to be one of the most impressive runs of his career. If he goes on and wins a Super Bowl, I have some statistics up, guys. We need to start considering him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Agreed.
Through 28 years old.
Yep.
He has 74 regular season wins compared to Tom Brady's 58. He's got 14 playoff wins entering Super Bowl 58. Tom Brady has 10. He's got 4 Super Bowl appearances. Tom Brady has 3 Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady has 3. He's got 2. Mahomes entering a potential 3rd one. He's also they have the same amount of Super Bowl MVPs 2 each, with Mahomes' potential of a 3rd one, and NFL MVPs. Mahomes has 2. But to do this with a 6th-round running back, to do it with your go-to wide receiver was a 5th-round pick rookie out of SMU, a washed-up MVS, and then him and Kelsey have been like this since Kelsey went into the league and since when Mahomes went into the league. It's time to start recognizing greatness in front of us. And for me, as a guy that was there with Brady, to see him growing up with Brady and to see Mahomes, I think it's great for football that we're experiencing greatness.
You know, and the other thing that people overlook, he doesn't care who he throws the ball to. They spread out to everybody. Running backs, tight ends, water boy, the guys passing out the towels in the locker room. I mean, that game plan that Andy Reid has, he's taken the West Coast offense and he's expanded it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a common denominator with the West Coast offense. Who's your tight end? Where is he at? And you got to have receivers. Now, you talked about Scantling kind of resurrecting his career. How about making a catch
once in a while?
But, you know, look at Pacheco. He has 4 catches out of the backfield. But the thing that Andy Reid does, he's not going back there just dumping it off here and there. There's a purpose for what he's doing in reference to this passing game. And I think when you think of a team, I think if the Chiefs were to win, they'll be the very first team ever to be an underdog in every game to go ahead if they do win at all. And I think those are some of the things you really think about. And then look at the 3rd down efficiency. This has been a common denominator in every one of the wins that they've had so far. They're 8 for 18 in 3rd down conversions. They've been 50%, 45 to 50% in their first 3 games of the playoffs, which keeps the ball, keeps that offense off the field, and has them continue to wear down defenses when you look at time of possession when you have that.
37 minutes and 30 seconds to the Ravens, 22 minutes and 30 seconds.
And how are you going to give Lamar Jackson that many opportunities when he's only got the ball 22 minutes?
That's it. And we talk about how players adapt when pressure's against them and the moment's too big. I think it's the same thing for coordinators too. I know Mike McDonald, I thought he called a great game. That defense in the second half to only have 0 points for Kansas City, huge. But Munkett, on the other hand, you can tell he panicked a little bit.
Yes.
So he panicked a little bit. Whereas Nagy, Reed, and Spagnuolo have all been in that moment before, but Munkett not.
All right, now that's the first game. Take me now to what caught your eye in game number 2, the Niners and the Lions.
I'll say just the adjustments at halftime. I think that Kyle Shanahan added more movement with Brock Purdy, more rollouts, more focus on the running game, more shorter passing. I've got Ayuk, I've got Samuel, and I got Kittle, and I got McCaffrey. And I think they started to get that ball out a little bit quicker. And they didn't throw the ball, I would say, across the middle as much, because Brock likes to throw it across the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no fear. Okay, we saw that in the first half. We got the 1 pick. But I think what caught my eye, Jimmy, was they started to attack and figured, look, we're 17 points down. Let's just go out and get the first drive. They would have loved to got 7, but they got 3 points. Okay. And then the defense went, okay, we've got to make some adjustments. The adjustments that I think that Willis had on that's Steve Wilkes, I'm sorry, that Wilkes had adjusting wise. But what also helps is when you have receivers dropping passes. So there's a little bit of luck involved.
Right.
Yeah, I count 3 passes dropped, a couple of fourth down conversions that didn't go, that could have really set this game apart. If you get a field goal, all of a sudden Detroit's up 3 scores. Now that's extremely hard to come back on in the second half. But what caught my eye was Brock Purdy getting into the role of moving his feet, running, getting more into the game. And I think from that, the energy or synergetic activity on the sideline picked up for the defense when they saw the offense kicking in.
I think the biggest takeaway for me, we saw 2 of the wildest plays this weekend. We saw Lamar Jackson catch his own pass for 8 yards.
Yeah.
And then we saw Brandon Ayuk's 51-yard catch. I mean, that play, you talk about momentum. They're down 14 with 5 minutes. You're trying to get the crowd back involved. That play I thought was the turning point because they scored the next play. Oh, and that next play, they recovered a fumble and would continue to score. So that right there, Jimmy B, I think that Brandon Ayuk catch, when they need most, Brandon Ayuk, a guy from ASU that, we didn't know how he was going to fit with the 49ers. He's starting to be their number 1 wide receiver.
Here's the other thing, too, that when Gibbs was taking that handoff, he had the wrong arm up.
He did.
So when pressure and things start to get a little, the sphincter starts to tighten a little bit, that was a handoff here. He had his left arm up versus his right arm up. So when he tried to adjust the ball, I think it was Armstead, or one of the guys, he hit the ball because they're looking to knock that ball out because they just scored.
Yeah.
They need to get the ball back. So instead of tackling, they're looking to strip guys or knock the ball out. So a very fortuitous play. They jumped right on it. And at that point, the crowd, the sideline, everybody went nuts. And at that point, you knew you had an opportunity to take that momentum and cash it in.
So we have to mention the elephant in the room. Dan Campbell's 2 fourth down calls that did not work. Where are we sitting on this, Manuch?
The very first one, if he kicks that, it's a three score possession. 3 scores that the San Francisco 49ers need. That is unbelievably hard to come back off. And the last one there in the fourth quarter, you've got to get the points. You get 3 there. You come back, you get the touchdown. You tie it up at that point. So I know he's lived by the sword, died by the sword. He's even fallen on the sword when you listen to his post-game comments. I get that. But on the road, in an NFC championship game, let me tell you what, the players on that sideline know it's going to be nip and tuck more so than Dan Campbell. And I think at that point, it's like, hey, look, let's get the field goal. Guys, okay, good. All we got to do now is get a stop and go ahead and get the ball back and go down and score. And I think that's the one thing that Dan Campbell fails to mention. This is coming from a former player. Especially when you're on the road in that kind of environment, you've got to get the 3 points. But it's the first one that he went for. It would have been a 35-yard field goal. You're up 27-10 at that point in time. Otherwise, that's a 3-score situation.
There you go. So our top headlines here in this segment presented by our big game viewing party. Yep, it's right here. Casino, Arizona. It is our 25th year of partnering with Casino, Arizona. It's going to be in the massive showroom on February 11th. Once again, in the showroom here at Casino, Arizona. Cash giveaways, jersey giveaways. We're going to have prop squares, and the jackpot is over $3,000. You do not want to miss it. The doors will open at 3. It's free to get in. Just need your Salt River Rewards card. It is our 25th year here at Casino, Arizona. The big game viewing party in the showroom here February 11th. And by the way, all you need to do is when you get here, just walk into the sports book, and they have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all of the wagering lines. Do yourself a favor, come out early, get into the CAZ Sportsbook, get your wagers in, and then go to the showroom and have a great time and an opportunity to even win more cash. Coming up, we're going to talk QBs from this Championship Sunday and what we just watched. Former NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter is going to be our guest. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, after watching what it takes to get all the way to the Super Bowl, are the Arizona Cardinals closer than we think, or are they further than we think this offseason? 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
We have a new wreck on the Superstition, eastbound 60 near Rural, blocking the HOV and the left lane. Behind that, heavy traffic back to Priest. A crash with injuries, southbound 17 Frontage Road, just south of Jefferson. And a wreck on 32nd Street in McDowell.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Oh! It went in! The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. From tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls in the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today.
The big one is almost here, and the only place year after year to watch it is in the showroom in Casino, Arizona. The team at Fox Sports 910 will be giving away the cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks our 25th consecutive season hosting the game of the year. You can win your share of all the cash prizes, as it's the return of our kickoff jackpot that will be over $3,000. Plus, you receive free $25 squares along with a chance at winning $100 propositions. Doors open at 3, but space is limited, so it's first come, first serve. And for this year, you'll be able to wager, watch, and win with the new Casino Arizona Sportsbook. Don't be shut out. Just be 21 or older and be present in the showroom at Casino Arizona. This is the only way to watch the big game. Full-service lounges, great game menus, and tons of ways to win cash. It's Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.S. Big Game Viewing Party in the showroom at Casino Arizona.
Looking for a change in your career? Now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. There's something that binds us all, the collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI Design Club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Vans Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys, bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Ladies USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5 remains unchanged. UConn number 1, Purdue second, and North Carolina, Houston, and Tennessee 3rd through 5th. Arizona's upset loss to Oregon State caused them to drop 3 to 12. Grand Canyon got 9 votes. The 49ers are emerging as the early favorites to beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl 58. DraftKings line is San Francisco favored by a point. I'm Frank Aaron.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Superbly versatile, all-electric EQB from Mercedes-Benz. It's impressively techy and surprisingly roomy, with available seating for up to 7. The vehicle is all-electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at nbusa.com/EQB.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps off, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown! Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Here's Purdy, looking, firing end zone, caught! Ayuk, touchdown!
And welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today. Casino, Arizona is where you can find us. We're in the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book, and Rudy Carpenter is our guest. Rudy, I want to start with the 2 winning quarterbacks doing something that on this program you have referenced, Manuch has referenced it as well, going one way with the run and throwing back across your body. It was in the Kansas City Chiefs game. That pass was completed to Travis Kelce, and then in the 49er game, that pass was completed to Jennings, who made a spectacular one-handed grab. Rudy, do you teach that, or you tell your players no?
And Rudy, I never taught that to. Matter of fact, I guarded against that with Brock. Don't ever throw back across your body one way or the other. So I never taught him that off-platform different scenario, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with you, when I first started working with quarterbacks, I obviously, no, I didn't teach that stuff. And it's not like it's mechanically sound, right? But I will tell you that over the last couple years, Manuch, like I'm sure you've seen all these other quarterback coaches do around the country. I mean, I have implemented a lot of drills and a lot of work where not that it's necessarily throwing the ball across your body to the middle of the field, but I mean, we all do spend a lot of time now working on off-platform throws, working on awkward body throws, working on basically what I would call gotta have it plays or throws, where you're in situations where, you know, you just got to do your best to try to put the ball in play and allow one of your guys to make a play. And I think with Mahomes and Brock Purdy and Josh Allen and all of those guys, you see these guys making throws, flash decisions that, you know, you would never teach a quarterback to do. And they're plays that, unfortunately, when you watch film or, you know, even coaches on the sidelines, it's one of the, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why are you making that throw? Great play. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And as a quarterback, it's one of those, it's honestly one of those moments. And I tell my guys, it's why, you know, those guys get paid so much money, minus Brock, at least for right now. Which is, you know, unfortunately, it's a situation at your position where you have to try to make plays like that because you're playing the game to win. And in today's NFL, it's just the way the game has to be played. And unfortunately, when you make those plays, you're the hero. And when you miss those plays, everybody thinks you're an idiot. And it's just honestly what comes with the territory. And sorry for a long answer, but I actually think that's one of the things that makes Brock Purdy such a good player is his ability to make unbelievable plays, but really stay even-keeled and at times make really bad plays and really bad decisions and still stay even-keeled. And it's one of the really important things about Brock and him as a player and who he is really his ability to not ride the emotional roller coaster throughout a game or throughout a season, and him staying just even keeled and level headed and, you know, person and day out, I think is something that his team, his teammates, and the organization really, relies on and looks to in those situations where they're down 17 points at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on with that, Rudy. He's got a very quiet confidence. He's bound, he's determined, and he's focused. And for a lot of quarterbacks, you and I, sometimes it's hard. You got to have a short memory. Mm-hmm. You can't let a bad play linger on. I think with Brock, that's the one thing he does. He's got a short memory to move on. And speaking of short memories, I watched Patrick Mahomes, very clean, succinct game in what he did against the Ravens. But I got to tell you, Rudy, I mean, when you watch this game plan that Andy Reid had, specifically in the first half for the Chiefs, I mean, he pulled that out from the old archives, and that defense of the Baltimore Ravens completely off balance, even though they didn't score in the second half. But talk about Andy Reid and the master, the doctor, against schooling another defensive coordinator in a big game.
Yeah, Andy Reid has obviously been an amazing coach his entire career, and I think at certain points in his career probably didn't get the credit that he deserved. But I also think there's just points in time in history in all sports where you have just a certain player with a certain coach, and it just works, and it works amazing. You talk about, Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. You talk about, Tim Duncan and Coach Popovich. You talk about, a Brett Favre and a Mike Holmgren, or you talk about a John Elway and a Coach Shanahan, or in this case, in a Tom Brady and a Bill Belichick. And in this case, I just think that Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid has been just an amazing fit. And I think where Andy Reid deserves a lot of credit is Andy Reid grew up in the West Coast system, a system that I was around with Coach Gruden, who was very much a part of that coaching tree. And those were all guys who were very hardcore on the discipline of the read on every play. There's an answer against every coverage. There's an answer against every blitz. There's an answer with every blitz pickup. This offense is designed to have answers for anything a defense does. And as a quarterback, it's your job to find it. And the good ones do, but it's a very difficult, complex offense at times. But what I think Andy Reid has done an incredible job of, and I don't think it's been talked about as much as it should be. And I don't think he's gotten the credit that he deserves, in my viewpoint, is the moment that he saw Patrick Mahomes on film, I literally think a light bulb just went off in his head. And he just said, I know what I can do with this kid and his talent. And I think Andy has had a special ability, unlike most coaches in the NFL, to say, I'm still going to run my offense. I'm still going to be disciplined in how I want it to be run. Our meat and potatoes are still going to be the meat and potatoes, and our base offense is still going to be our base offense. But he's been very open, very, very open, and not reluctant, very open to getting creative and allowing Patrick Mahomes to be creative and allowing Travis Kelce to be creative, which I think gets the most, is why he gets the most out of both of those guys' skill set. He allows Travis Kelce to be creative in his route running against certain coverages, to be creative in his release patterns off the ball against certain looks. And then he allows Patrick Mahomes to, same with him. He takes advantage of his incredible talent, but he also allows Patrick to be Patrick and doesn't try to overcoach him.
Always good, man, when you take time and come on the show. Thank you as always, Rudy. Have a great day.
All right, guys. Take care.
There you go. Rudy Carpenter, and he's presented by All City Towing. Hey, if you're looking for a new career, consider All City Towing. They pay very well. They also have incredible benefits, and the easiest way to apply is just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, statewide service. They answer your call 24/7. You want a fun job that pays well and also has great benefits? Try allcitytowing.com and search careers. Once again, that is allcitytowing.com. All right, a quick timeout on the way. When we come back, Former Arizona Cardinal wide receiver Frank Sanders is going to be our guest. We're going to dive into the games that were yesterday with Frank. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Devin Booker's 62-point game against the Pacers Friday propelled him to the NBA's Western Conference Player of the Week award. Arizona's upset loss to Oregon State last week caused them to drop 3-12. In the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 25, Grand Canyon picked up 9 votes. Little over 2 weeks left till Diamondbacks pitchers and catchers report for spring training on February 14th. Rest of the squad reports the 19th, the first game against the Rockies on the 23rd. The WM Phoenix Open tees off next week in Scottsdale. Post Malone will perform Saturday at the concert in the Coliseum. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into the low 50s, and another beautiful day on tap for your Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine out there and temperatures flirting with the 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join the growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Whether your favorite team is in the playoffs or not, you always win when you order pickup or delivery from Venezia's Pizzeria for your football party. Venezia's, using family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. Venezia's will please everyone at your football party with pizza, wings, and other fan favorites. Vegan options, too. That's Venezia's, your football party favorite. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezias.com.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's most forgiving driver ever made. The Max 10K. Come in today and test drive Ping's newest driver at Vans Golf Shops. Visit us at your local Vans Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Over the years, Lerner has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case?
I'll be staring directly into it doing my fantasy baseball research.
Experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rope is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the...
Well, if they lose, he's not going to, so...
...further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports...
They won that game, though.
...destination for the best food...
So if he loses, he ain't doing it.
...in the valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready...
Oh, they're going to do it in the summer.
...fun and flavor.
Right before camp.
BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Wireless head? No, this is our tour's ending here pretty soon.
This is my Capital One Quicksilver card.
So plenty of free time.
Hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See Capital One.
I will say I'm happy that I saw her when I did before her concert prices became what they are.
This is ludicrous.
You get having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim.
Yeah, pretty much. 900 when she was here last.
Good neighbor. State Farm is there. State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Try these. Mucinex InstaSoothe drops are uniquely formulated for rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Well then, game on.
Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops. Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code SPORTS. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings
Frank's there, by the way.
Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl.
I saw her a
58
couple
with
years ago,
promo
not this
code
last time, but the last time she was
The
at University of
crown
Phoenix,
is
and we
yours.
bought the
21 and
tickets
over.
day
Arizona
of,
only. Gambling problem?
and it was like
1-800
$150.
step. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
To Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting.
Yeah, but now she's just too popular.
Sportsbook and Casino.
Like, I love her. I'd love to go see her again, but I'm just not doing it.
Sports Bar and Casino.
Not spending that money. The kiddo wants to go, and I'm like, kiddo, you're 9. Yeah, I'm not spending $900. I'm sorry.
Ted.
It's not happening.
CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals.
Then she goes, oh, I'll put in my money. Okay.
Touchdown Auburn! Sanders coming!
She don't. I think she's got $9.
I was going to say her allowance for the month.
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch now on Fox Sports 910.
He gets the protection. He goes long and on his back to ice it is Marquez Valdez-Scantling for the second straight week. He catches a long ball.
You're hot.
2 of them against the Bills.
Thank you to CBS for that one. That was the winning score, 17-10, the final, which brings us then to a wide receiver who would love to resurrect his career catching footballs from either Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy. The one, the only Frank Sanders, former Arizona Cardinal wideout, also Baltimore Raven. All right, Frank, welcome as always, my brother. Take us to wide receiver. You're watching the game, and I asked Jax this question early in the show. I'm going to ask it of you. How can you have a team like the Kansas City Chiefs in the last few games before you get to the playoffs have their receivers dropping football after football, and now in the playoffs they hang on to everything? How does that happen?
Look, good to be with you guys, Jimmy B. You know what, man? It's amazing how you watch these guys go through the process and how the team has stuck with those guys all year. I think the confidence that that their teammates can constantly speak life into them. That the quarterback doesn't give up on them, that the offense coordinator still calls plays and leave those guys out there. And I think that, when you realize the moment and you realize who you're playing with and you realize the guys that are already got Super Bowl rings still believe in you, then it allows these guys to transition into the moment. And I think it's just, it's great to see. Of course, it was tough throughout the year, but when you watch these guys in the playoff at the biggest moment, because that was the biggest question mark, will these guys be able to handle the big lights, or will they cost you the game? And it looks like these guys are definitely rising to the occasion.
And you talk about costing you the game. Look at Zay Flowers, as good of a season he had. I just want to get your thoughts, Frank, on when you're looking to run into the end zone, at what point you just carry the ball through the end zone as opposed to like doing this stretch out thing. And let me ask you I don't think I ever saw Frank Sanders get the emotional first down thing go off on just catching a first down. When did all this start, and did it catch up to this rookie wide receiver?
Well, first question, when I think that's just a bang play. It's reactionary. When you're at the 3-yard line and you see that you're possibly going to get hit, the number one thing is in your mind, you automatically know is I just got to get this ball across that white line at some point or some part of it, and it becomes a touchdown. The beauty of the play is that the defensive backs, with all the stuff that's happening, in a millisecond decides to fire a punch at the ball and cause it to come out. That's just, it's 2 guys getting ready to make a play, and the defensive player just coming up on the better end of that, on the better end of that fumble. The first down, getting up and celebrating, and it's. I remember this one time, guys. One of the guys was making a play, and he was getting up and doing all that rah rah rah. Look at me and pointing and doing all the overdoing something in a celebration for just a first down. I remember Joe Green yelling at him, saying, "Get your A back in the huddle. That ain't S." It was like it wasn't nothing. It was like that was just it. And I remember that, man. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. Joe Green ain't going to be yelling at me.
There you go.
But, Frank, he got penalized for that on top of it. Can you imagine going to the sideline and Joe Green having to grabbing one Frank Sanders behind the collar and having a little sit-down moment?
Oh, I definitely can. I know exactly what it looks like because I seen Joe Green literally forearm some guy, man, that came in and trying to celebrate. And it was just one of those moments like that wasn't football. Get up and do your job and be a professional about it. At the time to celebrate is when you're in the end zone. And after that, you still got to do it with some class. And that's what those guys did. But, this mindset, man, that you need to be flashy at every moment. And you got 4 quarters of football is just crazy to me. I mean, you need to do your job. And at the end of the day, come away with the W. And if you can do that and help your team do that, then that's the most important part.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. All right, Frank, what sold you or the what was the best plays that you saw in each game? And I'll start because we were discussing Lamar Jackson passing the ball to himself, and then in the second game, the doink reception by Ayuk, and he takes it in for the score. You've been playing the game a long time. Have you ever seen 2 crazier plays than those 2?
No, I mean the quarterback catching his own pass. That's something you possibly could see throughout the game because a lot of guys kind of got their hands up to bat the ball down. But the doink off a guy, which truly had an interception, and again, DBs are the best. They got the best flippers on the planet, but they couldn't catch a cold in a freezer. So it blows my mind how that happens. But the ability of the ladybug guy just to reach his hands out and still catch the ball, that's pretty amazing.
I think overall, you look at Kelsey, you look at Kittle, and back to what Jimmy was talking about as far as catching the football, I think that's where the experience of Andy Reid, the play caller, giving a quarterback and giving receivers very catchable balls early in a game. And Frank, you talked about giving that confidence with the passing game. And when you throw your tight end 11 passes, he gets 11 catches over the time. I thought that the way that Andy Reid manipulated that to help these guys out was probably the untold story that not a lot of people are talking about.
No, you're right, man. It's crazy. When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and you say, who do we need to stop? You don't name none of their receivers. You might say Rice, but you're not going to say like Travis Kelce is the guy we need to stop. Mm-hmm. And they did nothing to stop Travis Kelce. And it was all the mindset of the defense of the Ravens looked like their whole intent was just to get the quarterback and bang him up pretty good and try to get him out of the game by the third or fourth quarter. And it didn't work. Everything you say right there is absolutely right. The way they use those quarterbacks, the way the quarterbacks use the tight end, Brock Purdy did an excellent job of getting the ball to Kittle, as well as, Mahomes doing it with Travis Kelce. And we talked about that last week when you brought up the, young kid that's coming in from Georgia and how does teams get to use him. You're watching it. They're just finding ways to get the ball to the tight end because he is the conduit to make the offense go. And every successful offense, if you look at it in the past, man, has had a tight end he's been more of a playmaker between 70 and 90 catches a year over the last 10 years since Jimmy Graham broke the mold of tight end. So it's just special to watch.
You're right. I think a lot of people think that Brock Bowers, who you referenced out of Georgia, is going to be the next Travis Kelce or George Kittle because he's sensational.
Now, he really is. And they've done a great job of using him in the offense. But again, you watch it from college to the pros. It's just like they don't pay attention enough to the tight ends. And the quarterbacks are just finding ways to get these guys the ball. And it's a beautiful thing to watch in the artistry of coaches, designing plays to attack your defense. And the tight end, if you got a good tight end, he breaks down defenses. Just a little quick note. Congratulations to you, Manuch, man, and everything that Brock is experiencing. It's got to be pretty special for you, the family, and all the things that you've done. All the kids that you're training and mentoring and teaching. All those kids get to watch and see, man. If I just listen to what he's saying, it's possible. I mean, I think that's pretty amazing, man. I really do. I think it's pretty amazing.
And you just never know, right, Frank? I mean, I tell those young men, you work your butt off, and they all follow and they see Brock's story.
That's it.
He may not be the best, most athletic, but you know what? He wins and he gets a lot of things done. But I appreciate that, Frank, because I tell these young men, why not dream upon a star? You know what? You just might catch one, and it might take you somewhere. So I really appreciate that.
No, brother, it's a beautiful moment when you get the chance to get in the sunlight. And but it's even prettier, man, when you just realize everything you've been taught, you can transfer at any level. That's been the biggest struggle for all these first-round drafted quarterbacks, that they just can't transfer that. They can't transfer the knowledge or the simple things that make a quarterback be a great quarterback, and to go out and do his job effectively. Once they figure that out, and Brock has done a wonderful job with that, of taking the mentoring and the teaching, and we're watching it displayed, before our eyes, and I think it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Frank,
so congratulations to you, man, and the academy.
I appreciate that. It's not prettier, it's purtier.
Oh boy,
is what's happening.
No
there.
boy,
oh,
you would have to shut him up for that.
You see what I did there, Frank? You got me there.
Yeah, but that was pretty slick.
Thank you, my brother. Have a good day.
All right, brother. I'll do the same, man.
There you go, Frank Sanders, everybody. And he is correct, Manuch, about what you have done.
Thank you. I appreciate
with
that.
your football.
We could not be more proud of that young man. But you know what Brock Purdy has done. He's been bound. He's been determined.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young man that's worked his butt off. And you know what? He doesn't care about all the naysayers. He just goes out there and just does his thing. He does his Brock Purdy thing.
All right, coming up, we're going to update you on what's on television tonight, sports-wise, plus today's State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day, and football at 50. Rock with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Transaction complete.
How's that credit card statement looking? Uh-oh. Not good. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation at the top of the hour, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
This is what they do. Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. At Lerner and Rowe, we pride ourselves on giving back, so we want to help you win $1,000 in cash. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 westbound approaching 99th Avenue. There is an accident off right. Loop 101 Price Freeway southbound near Rio Salado Parkway. We have an accident that's blocking 2 right lanes. Also an accident Granite Reef Road at Indian School Road.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance is making it easy for renters. You earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Let the experts at Level 5 Lighting, all-in-one exterior permanent LED lighting, brighten up your world. Take advantage of this month's special offer, 12 months of no-interest financing. For details, go to level5lighting.com to request a free quote. That's level5lighting.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Mason's football game is about to start. How am I going to cheer him on with this sore throat?
Here, try these.
Mucinex InstaSooth drops?
Yeah, InstaSooth sore throat medicated drops provide rapid relief that lasts and lasts.
Go, Mason! Yeah! Woo!
Sounds like they're starting to work.
Mucinex
Best phone line ever.
Sore throat medicated drops.
Yeah!
Uniquely formulated for rapid relief.
It sounded so good.
Buy now at your favorite retailer. Use it directed.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between,
Jackson's Senior Bowl week.
Refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice.
Shrine's going on right now.
Spray. It's just
Yeah, Shrine. Yeah, they're the same week.
Happy Febreze. La 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 la.
See, the game itself is Saturday. Today is measurement day. They will practice tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The sports
so today is measurement day.
Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise.
You guys have like 5 minutes in this segment.
The Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody. Football at 50 brought to you by Arena Sports Grill. Come enjoy your favorite sports teams on one of the 20 high-definition TV screens at Arena Sports Grill. Plus, they have off-track betting as well. For daily specials, just head to arenasportsgrills.com. All right, so the big story, Super Bowl is set. The big game in 2 weeks. It will feature the Niners and the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, Manuch, the line, 1.5. It started at 2.5, then went to 1. What's going on here?
Back up to 1.5?
Yeah.
You know what? It might be somewhere between 1 and 2 by the time it starts. I think that, it's dang near a pick 'em. You stop and think about it. It's dang near a pick 'em. And I think that the one thing, and Jax, I think you brought this up, is that overall experience of, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That's so tough to beat when you watch these Andy Reid-led teams and how they've won. And Mahomes is he's the best National Football League quarterback, not only now, but he may be of the ages by the time it's all said and done.
I agree with you.
But I want to reiterate this. This stat came out today about Brock Purdy in his second half. In the second half, he threw for 150-plus yards, rushed for 45-plus, completed 80% of his passes, averaged 10-plus yards per rush, had 0 turnovers. Now, here's the thing that's amazing about the few short 1.5 years of actually playing as a quarterback. No other NFL quarterback in the last, you ready for this, Jimmy?
Okay.
30 years has done all this in a single half ever.
Wow.
So that just goes to show you the growth, the story, the magic, the myth of Brock Purdy. Now, the only concerns I have with the 49ers, you cannot start slow like you have the last two playoff games and expect to come back against that defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. So my initial thoughts are you're going to have to match whatever scoring that Kansas City has. Now, they'll methodically go down the field. They'll get their 3. They'll get their 7. Andy Reid's not – he is not – he's a guy that has said, I'm going to get what I can get.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
then build on that each and every time down the field. Kyle Shanahan, on the other hand, sometimes seems to be overly aggressive, but I think that I'm curious to see the genius or the approach that each offensive coordinator, Shanahan and Reid, has toward those defenses, because the 49ers defense finally, I feel, kicked in the second half against Detroit.
Fair enough. All right, let's get you updated on what's going to be sports-wise on TV tonight.
2 minutes.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Roc and Manuch's Amber and Lager by Huss Brewing Company. Now available at the Arena Sports Grill, BKD's Backyard Joint in Chandler, CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, Tavern Grill Scottsdale, and Upper Crust Pizza in Phoenix. Try it for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Amber and Lager, brewed locally by Huss Brewing Company.
All right, it is the Suns in action this evening. It'll be on Arizona's Family 3 TV. They are on the road playing against the Miami Heat. All right, State 48 roofing question of the day. For a free quote repair or installation, head to state48roofing.com.
You can also go to Twitter at Roc and Manuch. What was the more exciting NFL Conference Championship game? Was it the Chiefs or the Ravens, or was it the 49ers and the Lions? Overwhelmingly, the 49ers and Lions at 84.2%. Chiefs and Ravens at 15.8%. You know what? A lot of that could be more conservative game, that first one.
Okay.
And I think maybe it's the earlier game, 1 o'clock, versus the 6:30 kickoff back east, if you will, for the second game. And I think the popularity of that game grew when people saw the 49ers making the charge in the second half.
I agree with that 100%. Hey, tomorrow we'll be at the Barrio Queen in Avondale. Kyle Dodd will be our guest to talk ASU hoops, and Bobby McManaman is going to join us as well. Arizona Cardinals beat writer will figure out where the Cardinals might go in the upcoming NFL draft. Yes, we will be talking some draft with Bobby Mack. Thank you, everybody. We had a great time here today. Once again, Casino, Arizona. It is Roc and Manuch with